Okay.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, very good morning to all. So, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed industry coaches, industry coordinators, and fellow colleagues, a warm welcome to our course. Today, the title Teaching, Learning, and Assessment in Work-Based Learning WBL for Industry Coaches and Coordinators. Okay, it's an honor to have all of you here today, and we hope you are excited to learn new things with us. By the way, my name is Sani Irwan bin Salim. And, right now, I'm the Deputy Director at Center of Academic Excellence and Scholarship here in UTEM. All right. For today, this course has been designed to equip all of you, our industry coaches and coordinators, with the essential skills, knowledge, and strategies to implement and manage work-based learning programs in your respective fields. All right. Our objective here is to empower you to create an environment where our students can flourish and organization can reap the benefits of the competency and skills that can be obtained throughout these programs. So over the next 3 hours, you will have the opportunity to engage with our speaker, exchange ideas and best practices with your peers from various industries. We believe that when we work together and keep learning, we can make big changes and do great things together as well. So we are pleased to announce that upon completion of this program also, each participant will be awarded a certificate of attendance recognizing your dedication throughout the course. Right. Now, I would like to extend a heartfelt invitation to our distinguished speaker, technologist Dr. Ahmad Zubir bin Jamil from Faculty of Electrical and Electronic Engineering Technology, FTKEE, who will be joining us today to share his insights and experience in the field of teaching and learning for WBL. So Dr. Zubir is here, is a respected authority in this domain, and his presence really shows that we are doing is very important and is very helpful for us and for the students as well. I thank you all for joining in, and we hope that you learn a lot in these 3 hours. Together, let's get ready to make our students more better, more flexible, and able to face challenges of the 21st centuries. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming technologist Dr. Ahmad Zubir to continue this course. Over to you, Dr. Zubir.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Sani. All right. Let's begin. Allow me to share first this our slide for this three session sharing. I'll say it's a sharing session because I think most of you actually you're in some sense you're uh, more competent than me. So I'll rather share how we can share some information together. So throughout this session, allow me to share this few slides for this presentation. All right. Guys, can you see my slide? Can all of you see?
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
Doktor. Okay,
All
boleh
right.
dapat.
All right. So once again, thank you for joining this. I say this sharing session. Okay. So basically, this session will be conducted in two session. There's two parts I will cover on this 3 hours session. So basically, this session will take around 1 hour, probably plus 1 hour. We're going to cover about the how this WBL implementation. I'll try to share this general information, uh, how this WBL being implemented around this uh, new program in UTEM. Okay. So, and then second session, I guess between first session and second session, you might have some quick breaks, probably 15 minutes before we move on to the second session. So on the second session, I'll talk about I'll share with you this topic, effective teaching and learning delivery via the OBE. It's common practice throughout all these IPTS, how we conduct our education program. So we have to based on this OBE philosophy. Okay, so hopefully you can bear with me for this throughout this session. Okay, so let's start with the first session. Because quite a lot contents I would like to cover. Right? Okay, so because of this, I believe all these participants of the industry, the JI and PI from industry, we're going to cover two programs. One from the Faculty of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. There are two programs, basically under this W program, and also there is participant from the Faculty of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering Technology. Yeah. So because of this combination of both faculties, I'll try to speak rather general information rather than focus on the particular faculties, because I was told by this my colleague from the FTKEE, so they would like to send the JI and PIs to also join this session. So I'll try to share in general information rather than focus on the specific faculty. Okay, the way how we're going to look about this WBL, basically, I'll try to plan it into several topics. In the first, in the early section, I'll try to share with you basically what actually is WBL. So what will the interesting features of WBL? So how this WBL is a benefit to the student, to the industry. So we will try to see how this going on. Right? And then on the second part, I will talk about I will like share a little bit about the new program that being offered by UTEN. So technology-based program. So how this program being designed, what is the curriculum structure. So how this curriculum structure try to suit with the WBL implementation. And then on third part, I'll talk about the in general implementation of WBL, both faculties. We try to look into the process of how students start to locate the placement, what will the roles of the key players and everything. So we try to see how this going on. And then on the last part, under this first session, I'll share some related document which is going to support the overall WBL implementation. Okay, to all the IMPIs, if you can interrupt me in anytime throughout this session, so you don't have to wait until the end for you. Any question, you can just press out for me to clarify that. Okay, moving on. So let we have a little bit section about the WBL. What actually is WBL? So how basically this is being recommended by the NQA to be implemented in our programs. Yeah? So basically, the idea of WBL is to allow students to gain the real life work experience. They have they have the knowledge, they have the technical knowledge, they have uh, basic technical abilities gained throughout the uh, lecture in our institute. But later on, we like them to have the actual experience. So we believe that this thing only can be gained when you attach to the industry. So the idea of the first is to allow students to have the real life experience and apply what they have learned in the IPTEs or IPTS during this performing the task at the industry. Okay, that's the first features. On second features, basically, we try to integrate what the content of the syllabus in our programs to suit with the industry needs. For example, I believe in some in the first part of the WBL, where students have to undertake two modules, and we believe this module is really practical. They learn in industry rather than they learn in lab condition in our university. So in order to do that, so we try to embed the content of the real life, real works in the industry into our curriculum. Okay, that will be the second part. We integrate the inter-university curriculum to suit the workplace requirements. And the third feature basically is it allows when they attach to the industry, they experience the real life works. So hopefully they can enhance their practical abilities, and then so with this all this learning experience at university and at industry, hopefully they can prepare themselves for the better challenging world during the employment situation. So in order to doing this, they have to merge between theory they learn at the university, put it into the practice they gain throughout these WL programs. And then the last feature is what basically this WL try to cover, basically about the development assessment of skill within and directly related to the workplace, where they cannot gain in the university. So hopefully they can develop all the skill throughout their implementation with this WL duration. Okay. So that the early perception about the WBL. Okay. How about these features? We try to suit with the implementation in U10. Right? So as you know, our program, our student being sent to the to all industry. Basically, they are from the bachelor technology programs. So one of the characteristics of the bachelor technology programs. Sorry. Uh, okay, can you hear me?
Suara dia dah tak. We can hear your voice.
They are the
It's,
speaker.
it's breaking. It's breaking. The voice is breaking.
Okay. So, all right, now can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me proceed. Okay, so how this the features of WL in general, we try to match it with the implementation at the UTEP. So as I mentioned just now, our technology-based program is offered in industrial mode basis. So one of the requirement of the industrial mode program actually is student have to be attached to the industry at minimum duration 1 year. So it means that they have to be exposed with this module of the web within 1 year or in general 2 semesters duration. Plus they have one short semester within these 2 long semester. They one short semester break. So also they have to make use this duration. to implement certain module. They have to complete certain modules. Okay. So how about the courses that being cited as the module to be offered to be conducted in WBL? Basically, as I mentioned, is a module or is a subject that we really think is really practical to be conducted in industry rather than we create this lab-based experience. Okay, it's quite different between FTKE and FTKMP. So in terms of numbers of courses to be undertaken by the student, however, it is a module that try to match what is exist in industry. Okay, so in terms of courses, there's a module plus dengan plus final year project, 2 parts, final project 1 and final project 2, plus at the end of the second semester, they have to complete the industrial training, full industrial attachment. So altogether is nearly 1 year, right? Okay. So how about in terms of the method of delivery and assessment? Yeah. Because they have to carry out project, they have to complete the module. So we try to plan the teaching and learning approach. So we allow for the hybrid teaching. You might direct training at the site. At the same time, related to the module, students have to attend the online classes, which I believe we try not to disturb the working days. So we run all this module on weekend or Saturday or Sunday. It depends on the negotiation between the student and the lecturers. And also we expect instead of they have to complete the module, they also exposed to the real world, where I believe what they currently experience. And in terms of assessment, so most of the courses, most of the final year project, industrial training, they are assessed through rubric. It means that there's a certain criteria, performance indicator that student will be judged to see how they perform throughout all these module and projects and final year projects and internship they going through. And in order to make sure this level is success, completely in terms of coordination, in terms of implementation. So there are a few key players we like to engage to help us in order to make sure all these WL coordination run smoothly. So I believe there's two key personnel from both sides at the industry and university. I believe in industry, you have the industrial coaches and industrial coordinators. Whereby on our side, we have the teaching staff, academic tutors, plus we have the WL coordinator to coordinate with the respective coordinators at the industry side. Yeah? So this is basically the features of WL conducted in UTM. Yeah? Okay. Okay. I should. I believe all of you aware about this schedule of the WL implementation. You might have 2 different dates because on the FTKE side we started a week earlier compared to the FTKMP. Yeah? So, however, in terms of duration, in the first semester, semester 6, so students have to go through 20 weeks modules, and then right after they completed these 20 weeks, so there will be a 8-week short semester, and throughout all these 8 weeks, mostly they have to focus on the final year project second parts. And then once they complete the submission of final year project to reports, so they will resume with the full internship for the duration of 24 weeks. So in terms of duration for both faculties, both are the same. Only the quite just a little bit delay in terms of implementation on the starting date of this WBL implementation. So I believe all these JI and PIs you alert about this schedule, right? So sure you can keep track of all these training dates implementation. Okay, so the next slide, I just try to pick what and highlight about this WL key players, because the reason why we conduct this course, because it's part of the requirement set in MQA standard. So they highlight a few things about the WL. So most likely they highlight about these key players. Okay, so basically there are three important personnel that help this WL run successfully. So on the our side, on the university side, we have what we call WL tutors. So basically, is a staff, academic staff, to that related programs, and they have the specific knowledge, and they have gone through the teaching and learning courses in our side, and they have to make certain academic qualification set by our university, and in some cases they have to have the related working experience. So because requirement of this technology-based program, they need to have the related experience in order to conduct the certain subject and module with the student. Okay, that on the our side. Whereby on the industry side, I believe you have the WL coaches. Okay, you also have to meet the certain requirement set by the UTEP. I'll share that information later on. Okay, and another thing, these W coaches have to attend the basic courses on the pedagogy, how to conduct teaching and learning to the student. So you have the student, you have the trainees. So at least you have some fundamental knowledge related to delivery, assessment, how to supervise students. So that is requirement you have to have. So hopefully by this 2 hours courses, you have some underlying knowledge about this. And then you have the developer coordinators. So actually, developer coordinators on both parties, university and industry, you both have to work closely, because most of the discussion happen between you two, and then at the same time you can delegate that message to the WA coach and your academic staff at that UTM lah, right? So this basically three key personnel that play different roles in WL implementation. Okay, what else? What else I'm going to highlight about this WL implementation? On the educational resources and support services. It means that we send training to the industry, so we need to equip all this training some information, either on the industry side or the industry side. Okay, so on our side, we have conducted a series of technical briefing about this WL in terms of documentation, in terms of process of the WBL, student have to complete module, then to start final project, to engage with the industry. All that information we have delivered to the student at our site. Okay, how about on the needs of PI and GI? So as you see, can you see at the point 6.4? So what NQA highlight? Some of the training that UTEM need to provide to all of you. So so among the training, recommended training, for example, basic PDP, teaching and learning. Okay. Then we also have to highlight, share to you your roles, your responsibility to all the parties involved. And in some sense, in some cases, probably we also need to provide some technique on the motivation and counseling in certain cases. But I believe at this stage we don't have to cover about this motivation and counseling topics. I believe so far, I believe student managed to adapt themselves with the industry. So hopefully it's keep going on like this. Okay. And also, what on the HCP and industry partner have to provide support beside the PDPs. Okay. We also have to have the very close discussion between both parties. Basically, the idea of WBL basically have to be very close discussion, negotiation between UTEM and industrial UTEM and industrial coaches and industry. So we need to have the very frequent discussion in terms of to probably to identify what will be the immediate needs of the training at your workplace. Okay. In the item 7, is encouraged for the IPTAs to provide some incentive for coaches. But so far, because of financial constraints, so far we offer this incentive for the coaches. So far, any question from the coaches and industrial coordinators? If I'm going too fast or any so far any issues?
So far no problem.
Okay, so far, no problem. Okay, let's just carry on. Okay. So we have some brief ideas about the tasks and responsibilities of personnel as being highlighted by under NQA requirement. Okay. On our side, as I mentioned, faculty supervisor and academic tutor. So basically, all of them are the middlemen between industry and student. So in terms of to monitor or to track the student progress, so student attachment throughout this year. So this is the role of faculty supervisor, and at the same time, they have to prepare the lesson plan and also to have to conduct the assessment, as I mentioned, because they have the module final project, so they have to get ready with the proper lesson plan and how they're going to assess student performance. So they have to prepare all the document, and also this faculty supervisor and academic tutor, they also guide and support for the student in case they have any issues while student going through this WL module. So hopefully they can help in terms of guidance, especially on the final year project. So I believe because of the project, we really recommend this WL project try to suit the industry problem rather than typical project. So I guess student might encounters some problems, early problems, so they can negotiate and discuss with the immediate faculty supervisor in order to help them how to structure all these module and projects process. Okay. Next is the industrial coordinator. Okay. So this guy will be the key person, the key person at industry for our learning experience within this duration at the industry. And also this industrial coordinator, you have the industrial coaches to assess in terms of implementation of assessment, to make sure these coaches implement the right assessment technique, and at the same time try to plan with the industry supervisor in order to make sure all the modules, all the projects being implemented as being planned in the lesson plan. Okay. So if I quote from the UTM punya garis panduan, so recently UTM have officially launched this garis panduan. So they also highlighted a few roles of the API. So probably quite similar with some point that I already highlight on the slide. So it helps, actually, in general, it helps to make sure this coordination of documentation, facilities, resources is well arranged at industry side. So make sure everything is right in order for the student to complete all the related courses and module. Okay. So next one adalah jumlatif industri. So ini adalah those yang sebenarnya very close dengan student lah. So ini sebenarnya di industry core adalah personnel yang akan most likely akan keep monitoring student punya performance as frequent as possible. I believe mungkin ada some industry they have science student with the specific engineering, kan? It's also allowable. Tapi I believe the key person yang akan pantau kan is industrial coach. Okay, so among your roles adalah you akan train the trainees throughout this duration. You akan buat assessment terhadap student punya performance, and then you akan plan. You can plan the related trainings atau training needs analysis for trainees lah, to suit whatever task yang you delegate to them. Okay, then also you are probably juga boleh assign projects ataupun assignment untuk supaya student instead of just carry out routine jobs, but they engage with the learning environment yang whereby they have to explore themselves to complete tasks being given. So you can give them the assignment yang probably yang need to problem solving, critical thinking, so supaya they can engage with the learning experience yang lebih challenging. And then the industrial coach, basically you have to report to the industrial coordinator lah. I believe mungkin dari setengah industri, you punya industry coordinator ni adalah you punya HR kan. It's okay as long you keep reporting the progress atau whatever matters related dengan this WBL, you report immediately to the assigned industrial coordinator. So you have to work closely, you have to keep reporting the progress to make sure everything run smoothly. Okay. So kalau ikutkan berdasarkan pada UTM punya correspondence, there's certain criteria for the industrial course. Tapi kita we decide cannot rigid on this criteria, so we let the industry decide those they are identified really capable to supervise trainees. Probably they do not meet this academic qualification, but in terms of experience wise, in terms of expertise, I believe industry is well known about their stuff. So we allow industry to flexible in terms of assigning industrial coach. Right? Okay, so however, this is just some guideline for you to base on. What will be the criteria for the industrial coach? Okay, so kalau tengok kat sini memanglah preferably kalau we have the betternya, for example, kalau student at the degree level, so dia punya course tu sama ada at same level and have numbers of years experience, or they have higher academic qualification. But that one is as I mentioned, kita tak rigid lah. I believe mungkin juga those yang mungkin dengan just have the diploma qualification, but 10 years, 20 years, and really expertise on that particular areas. So ini juga kita benarkan, maksudnya you can flexible in terms of this selection atau this nomination of industrial coach. So we don't rigid about this. Okay. How about in terms of this industrial coach to carry out the supervision? So what will we recommended? We recommended to all of you if possible tapi if you cannot oblique all this, you just can suit your time. But what we expect from the industrial coach for you to guide our student, probably you can plan some free times for you to have plan how you're going to meet student, because I believe all these trainees, student they need proper guidance from the coaches, from the industry coaches. I believe probably in the early stage, then once they can manage, they can adapt to the industry environment. I believe you can slowly reduce time for you to spend with this student. Okay, so we recommended at least around half an hour to 45 minutes. We try to allocate with your time with the student to see the progress, to have some feedback from the student. So probably they have some problem they like to discuss. So try to arrange within a week this duration for you to keep track student punya progress. And then probably you can have once a month quite a long punya coaching session, okay, 2-3 hours once a month, supaya you boleh explore lebih detail lah. So mungkin after a few weeks, you could have to, you boleh keep track, tapi towards end of the month you call up your student, then you see how they can share with you the learning experience they have gone through within that few weeks lah. So ini yang kita really recommend lah. So I believe mungkin 1 month tu is quite a good time untuk you have early punya duration untuk you track how student manage untuk get the same dengan dia punya superior, dengan dia punya clique. So it's the best to have the quite long punya coaching session once a month. Okay, so probably in that session, in that coaching session, so mungkin dah after 1 month, so student industry coach, you dah boleh nampak what be the student punya strength, student punya weaknesses, dan juga you boleh juga assign in terms of bila you delegate task, student ni manage tak untuk complete on time ataupun student masih within that duration masih lagi tak boleh nak cope dengan task, dengan arahan, so you boleh assess dia punya progress macam itu. Juga you boleh assess in terms of how student boleh accept order instruction, dan student punya attitude within this working punya hours. Juga coach kan boleh highlight lah, contohnya okay, so I nampak you in this area you perlu tingkatkan, so you boleh improve this part. So that will be the good duration juga untuk you discuss all these issues. And juga mungkin you boleh highlight apa you punya expectation, apa you punya hope pada student. Okay, so I expect, so after this 1 month, okay, you will be able to do this, so juga you boleh discuss masa this coaching punya. And juga within this coaching punya session, you can give moral support lah. Mungkin ada in some situation kan, student mungkin moral dia dah down, yalah, dia baru nak get used dengan working environment, so it's quite new for them, so mungkin setengah tu akan down, so hopefully coaches boleh bagi support lah, boleh support dan boleh bagi encouragement supaya untuk direct balik lah dia orang the right track lah. And I believe juga it's a good time sebenarnya untuk within this coaching punya activities ni, industry core boleh bagi inilah feedback student punya ni. Mungkin macam tadi saya mungkin cakap okay, through our observation after 1 month, okay, you are very strong, you very have a strength on these areas, tapi on this side you agak very low you punya performance. So in that sense you mungkin boleh bagi some contohnya support training supaya student can enhance balik lah dia punya altruism, dia punya moral untuk complete this WBL punya training. Okay, it is really recommended lah kalau say untuk in terms of coaching ni ada close punya area lah, tapi kalau say kan that one tak, it's not available, it's not mandatory lah, I believe to industry, tapi mungkin ada part ataupun compartment section yang sesuai untuk you conduct this coaching lah. Tapi kita really mengharapkan you have this allocate this session lah supaya student boleh student juga merasa dia they being assessed, dan juga they a lot of things they can improve throughout this year punya ni. Okay, so ini saya just highlight lah. Mungkin ada perception, I believe sebelum ni industri just famous training student only probably 6 months, mungkin ada yang setengah tu just mungkin 3 months, tapi bila come to the WBL, student punya attachment tu it takes 1 year, mungkin setengah program they extended this up to 2 years, so it depends sebenarnya, it depends pada the modes of the program being approved by the Mohir lah. Okay, so in our case, our WBL durationnya, as I mentioned, is 1 year. So compared to this conventional industrial training, only maximum 6 months. So dia punya in terms of coverage ataupun areas to be covered by both parties ni mungkin akan berbeza lah. Okay, so dalam WBL punya implementation, dia ada selected subject ataupun modules yang student have to complete. However, in the conventional industrial training, tak ada courses. Directly bila kita send our student for the industrial training, they just perform whatever task been given by the their immediate supervisor. Then they record all the activities in logbook. Towards the end, so they just prepare the report and present. That year internship. However, in the case of WBL, because they have the module to be completed, so students have to engage between learning session and at the same time working punya hours. So student have to properly manage how they can cope with this arrangement. Tapi as I mentioned, on our side, in terms of module atau courses yang being conducted, we try not to distract with the working days punya duration. So far, we managed to conduct classes on the weekend, 2 hours, 3 hours session. And then in case there is a case study or assignment to be assigned to the student, so they can complete on that weekend, then submit probably a week after that online punya classes. Okay, in terms of assessment, kalau kita tengok in case of convention industrial training, ini semua totally bergantung pada industri punya supervisor. Tapi in terms of WBL, kita allow in terms of untuk plan for the assignment, case study itu, it can be both parties. Maksudnya industrial coaches boleh discuss with the academic tutors what will be the suitable assignment for certain tasks contohnya. So it's recommended both party untuk discuss lah, supaya that assignment basically try to look into the actual punya problem dekat industry rather than we trigger ataupun we create we invent that problems. So it's really flexible in terms of assignment. Maksudnya both party have to agree untuk determine what will be the appropriate assessment method dan juga assessment tools yang boleh dipakai untuk assess student punya progress for the particular module. Okay, that one the differences between WBL and juga conventional industrial training. However, there are also similarities between both types of the attachment, student attachment. Okay, in terms of what were the tasks ataupun assignment given at the industry side, kita 100% we give to the industrial coach. So I believe industrial coach lebih nampak lebih tahu how to plan the activities yang berlaku dekat site to suit student punya training requirement. So ini kita academic side kita tak kecam. Dan kalau boleh kita juga recommend supaya training yang student ataupun trainee ini undergo bukan just enhance dia punya technical abilities, at the same time juga can polish dia soft skill, dia critical thinking problem solving, critical thinking analysis, communication, presentation. So hopefully juga industry ko boleh bantu juga untuk polish this soft skill punya attributes for the student. And in terms of untuk support trainee, dia mungkin some task yang being delegated by the industry coach, mungkin it needs student to have some knowledge yang dia tak gain before this. So it needs some training. So mungkin industry coach juga boleh plan. Dan ini juga kita fully serahkan kepada industri untuk tentukan. Okay. In terms of problems, macam ini most likely ada relate dengan project lah. Dan as I mentioned, we prefer student to have industry solve real problem rather than discrete problem. dan student buat projek macam typical projek. We prefer student untuk bantu to solve industry problem. So in this situation, saya katakan industri dah identify projects, certain project, assign to the trainee. Training is allowed untuk involvekan academic staff membantu dalam plan this project punya implementation. So you can discuss, mungkin you can plan every week untuk discuss dengan academic staff supaya your project implementation tu run according to the specification required by your industry supervisor, as well as juga comply dengan academic punya requirement. So you can engage with your immediate academic staff untuk bantu dalam completekan you punya project. So we allow dalam, tapi dalam industrial training tak boleh. Okay. Kemudian in terms of student punya training punya performance, so we totally let the industrial coach untuk assess on the characteristic of the attitude, abilities suit dengan task yang been given. So on the performance, on the attitude, kita get the industrial coach. Tapi in terms of academic punya format, academic punya methods, report, final year presentation, kan? So ini akan be assessed by the faculty supervisor. So we believe technical abilities apa semua ini adalah lebih relevan pada industri sebab you yang you have the direct observation dengan student punya activities rather than on the academic punya ni lah. Okay, itu in terms of similarities. Okay, so how about on the okay, saya highlight tadi. Ini suggestion untuk solution di same punya ni. Okay, ini pun coaches punya activity tadi saya dah highlight. Ini mungkin saya just repeat balik. Okay. Okay. Kemudian saya nak sedikit elaborate in terms of komponen yang accommodate dalam WBL punya implementation. Besok WBL ni kan sebenarnya adakah just only industrial training dia yang komponen WBL ataupun just project tapi sebenarnya quite flexible for these components to be considered at the WBL module. Basically these three elements is allowed to be included. So it could be subject, Ada some IPTs dia punya WBL tu just focus on the subject ataupun courses lah. So ada setengah tu dia combine between courses dan juga project. Tapi on our in UTM for both faculty we decide for this WBL we going to combine these three components. We have the subject, we have the project, and also cover on the full industrial training. So as I mentioned earlier, so all together you can see on this table. So it takes around nearly more than 50 weeks 50 weeks to complete all these three components within the WBL punya modules. Okay. So the way how this module conducted, as I mentioned, kita respect kalau di university punya level, all this module biasanya kita run in 14 weeks, in a semester punya duration, 14 weeks. Tapi in terms of WBL ni, kita structurekan supaya kita tak nak trainees at the same time dia buat kerja, at the same time juga dia kena belajar. So we try to minimize on this academic side. That's why we conduct all these module dalam all the subject dalam modul punya base. So within 5 weeks kita dah habis satu modul, then student akan completekan the second module. Mungkin in case of the FTKMP, they have 3 module yang sudah kena complete. So dia akan complete juga the third module, then concurrently student start to find atau start to discuss dengan dia punya industrial supervisor project yang mungkin dia have to carry out. So this one happen dalam semester yang ke-6. So throughout 20 weeks punya duration. Okay. Kemudian dia akan resume dengan short semester. So 8 weeks. So yang ni cuma student akan fokus pada final year project. Sebab tu final year project 1, kalau for the information of the coaches dan juga coordinators, final year project 1 ni dia most likely dia ada lebih kepada project organisation. Maksudnya in this stage student akan contohnya dia start identify the project, kemudian dia kena buat some what we call project punya proposal. Project proposal ada format yang dia have to follow, prepare by the UTM. So they start to find out information. Contohnya they have to buat technical reviews, in some cases buat literature punya review kan. Kemudian they have to come up dengan problem statement, project objective. So that one should be completed in the first stage of final year project 1, that 20 weeks. Tapi on the second part, 8 weeks, patutnya ini adalah the stage of project implementation. So kita expect dekat sini student come out dengan data, result dan analysis, dan dia boleh come out dengan solution untuk dia present towards the end of the 8 weeks yang final year project tu. Okay. And last, on the last part of this WBL module, 24 weeks. So ini adalah full internship, full training. So ini kita allow ataupun kita pulangkan to industrial untuk plan activities for the student. So mungkin ada project yang mungkin contohnya for example dalam final year project 1 ni dia sebenarnya mungkin ada part of the project yang dia dah buat dalam dia punya daily punya jobs kan. So you assign sebagai final year project 1. So mungkin dari final year project 1 tu dia plan dan dia completekan ataupun mungkin tak fully complete dalam final year project tu, tapi they have result, tapi you nak carry on juga, you nak completekan masa nasional, itu pun juga boleh. Ataupun dalam industrial training punya period itu adalah totally task baru ataupun job baru yang you nak assign to the student. So industry are flexible untuk plan untuk yang industrial training. It can be the extension ataupun continuation daripada yang first stage final year project 1 ataupun task yang dia buat sebelum ni dalam semester ke-6, ataupun mungkin ada aktiviti baru yang you nak student engage dalam dia punya learning activities di industri. It's up to industry. We are flexible on that matters. Okay. Okay. In terms of implementation of all the RW process ni, yang subject tadi, student have to make course ni outcome lah. So ini just kenapa perlu adanya modul dalam WBL. So maksudnya subjek yang diajar tadi, student have to achieve certain learning outcome. So through the assessment yang being carried out by the coaches dan juga academic tutors. Okay, ini saya bawa je sampel lah. Sampel how subjek ataupun courses yang ni. Saya ambil dalam this case, saya ambil sampel daripada manufacturing, daripada FTKMP. So contohnya ada subjek course ada managing production and supervision. So ada so all this information sebenarnya student can upload dalam ULearn new system. We have the ULearn system. All the teaching and learning materials being shared in that platform. So student can views, can upload, download all these documents. So reasonnya supaya student have the idea what will be the content wise of the module. So je mungkin kat situ je saya nak highlight adalah mungkin ini pun just for your just information. You don't have to memorize. In terms of kita nak tentukan learning hours bagi certain khusus. So dalam konteks universiti, our subject, our courses ni, learning hours tu kita gunakan terms SLT, student learning time. So student learning time ni basically adalah numbers of credit for particular subject multiply dengan satu kredit ni adalah standard set by the MQA Ombudsman. Satu kredit represent 40 hours, notional hours. So kalau subjek itu adalah 4 credits, dalam this case credit value 4 credits, so dia punya total kreditnya adalah, dia punya total learning hoursnya adalah 4 kali dengan 50, so 160. So dapat inilah. So dia punya learning hours kreditnya adalah 120 hours. Tapi dalam subjek yang kita select for the WBL, that effective learning hours kita recognize dia sebagai ELT, effective learning times. Dia ada effective learning time adalah kita track dia sebenarnya 100% daripada apa hours yang dia belajar di industri itu. Cuma 20% tu adalah effective learning time yang kita boleh recognize dia sebagai learning hours yang sangat efektif untuk cover that particular subject module. Okay. So kalau saya buat contoh dekat sini, yang case ni adalah SLT ada student time plus dengan assessment. Itu memang components of the SLT. So dekat sini dia punya learning time dia adalah 128 student learning time plus dengan assessment 70 hours. So 200 hours. Okay. So SLT dia mesti cover learning time dan juga assessment. Okay. Okay, so ini juga adalah sebuah sampel. Mungkin contohnya that subject, kan? So dia ada weekly activities yang academic tutor assign untuk dia buat this relate dengan job yang dia buat di industri. So dia ada sheet, ada layan task yang dia kena completekan. Contoh dalam this case, task yang dalam week 1 dia kena, for example, dia kena identify select relevant job dan proses. So dia kena explain in terms of SOP, reflect dengan apa yang ada di dia punya industri yang dia attach lah. Kemudian mungkin dia kena completekan the tables, types of the procedure untuk detect defect. So everything they have to complete. Ini adalah sebahagian daripada dia punya task yang being assigned to them, dan nanti akan towards the end akan dibuat assessment antara industrial coach dan juga academic tutors. Okay. So ini relate dengan subjek lah. Okay. Juga mungkin some subject courses tadi you boleh bagi dia case study. Mungkin contohnya, okay, you ada satu case problem yang you nak student investigate. So you plan, okay, you have to complete all this case study within 1 month. So you sign that task. So ini some bila you given that case study punya problem, so ada format yang student have to follow lah. You boleh recommend to follow. So ada background, problem statement, objective, supaya what will be presented nanti pada course dan juga pada ni adalah thorough punya finding rather than macam just ordinary punya assignment yang given to the university punya ni lah, university punya implementation. So you ada format report yang student have to can follow, dan juga ada assessment rubric untuk bantu coach dan juga academic tutor untuk buat assessment. So adalah kriteria, contohnya dekat sini background study macam mana, kuat thorough ke tak, excellent ke tak. So dia punya weightage, dia punya indicators performance tu can vary from excellent to poor, kan. So untuk you identify the content wise lah, in terms of dia punya how student manage dia punya this case study punya activities. Okay. So in terms of tadi, in terms of untuk modul tadi kan, untuk khusus tadi, so ini adalah antara sampel in terms of pembahagian British punya assessment punya percentage breakdown between lecturer dan juga industrial coach. So ini pun contohnya on the academic side, kita dalam case tadi, saya tadi mungkin okay, on academic kita cover 60%, tapi industrial coach akan cover 40%. So ini juga mungkin berbeza varies lah, mungkin in terms of ni FTKEE mungkin kita set 50-50 kan, sebenarnya, tapi kita nak in terms of evaluation relate dengan psychomotor efektif, ini lebih kepada direct observation student dengan industry coach lah. So manakala in terms of reports everything, so ini secara dalam akademik punya perspektif, so ini kita yang akan buat assessment. Okay. Okay, ini juga ada example ni saya bawa adalah tadilah saya compilekan. So untuk assessment rubric tadi task yang you given pada student you assign tadi. So ini adalah contohnya rubric untuk task, ni untuk presentation, ini juga untuk soft skill. Maksudnya masa you boleh assess dia how throughout the presentation tu dia banyak sangat every day jumpa supervisor rather than dia independent kan, so you tahulah, so you can read lah. Kalau asyik you just rely on the SB punya information, so mungkin you just saya kata ini adalah acceptable in terms of dependability. So it depend pada how coach, industry coach judge on the student punya effort to complete this related task given. Okay. Ini relate dengan tadi adalah subjek yang saya tahu tadi awal adalah relate dengan subjek. So ini pula relate dengan final year project. So maksudnya projek yang as I mentioned, kalau boleh projek itu adalah projek yang membantu untuk help to solve problem yang exist dalam di tempat kerja, at the workplace punya ni. It could be melibatkan technical hardware, it could be melibatkan just software. So it's flexible on that cases. Tak semestinya you just bagi technical, kita mesti student deal dengan machine kan. Mungkin juga student boleh buat contohnya you have the data, you collect the data, then you minta student buat come out dengan industrial data analysis. So juga itu boleh jadi part of the project. And also project itu juga it could be project yang ongoing project. Contohnya the project memang company tengah complete kan. Then once sudah masuk, you engage student, you involve student, so you bagi certain portion untuk student punya commitment untuk bantu. Then it could be become a project, be a project. Then student bantu untuk complete. So dia tak ada specific kriteria project itu mesti project baru dan mesti melibatkan student industri kena invest, kena keluarkan some financial punya ni. No. Kita sebenarnya kalau boleh kita tak nak burdenkan industri untuk besok project ini we have to come out dengan new project. So it's really open to the industry how you can identify the suitability of the project untuk you assign to the student. Okay, dan kalau boleh you ada expectation ni all the project given it could be can be time bound lah, time frame dia boleh solve within 4 to 6 maximum to 6 months atau 5 months lah, supaya dia boleh concentrate on the second part of the WBL. Okay. Then juga for this project implementation, academic tutors juga is really encouraged untuk bantu training lah. Maksudnya allows untuk juga industry coach discuss dengan trainee dan juga dengan academic tutors untuk sama-sama bantu untuk find the solution ataupun to solve that project punya problems. So it's really very close atau mutual punya collaboration in this sense untuk completekan this project. Okay. So what will be the characteristic ataupun attribute of the final project? So final project saya mention tadi dia have two part, final project 1 and 2. Final year project 1 basically most likely adalah project organisation. Toward the end, student kena prepare project punya proposal. Quite detail juga. So, dan cuma mungkin in terms of project ni, we have brief student in terms of project punya implementation. Dan juga kita bantu student untuk identify ataupun untuk structurekan dia punya project. Even project title ni sebenarnya pun have to be systematic lah. Sebab kita nak make sure project ni supaya made satu adalah degree level, and then kalau boleh tajuk project tu adalah contoh component analysis untuk dia analyse dia punya outcomes daripada project. So dia have to come out dengan analysis. So ada discussion yang dia kena elaborate. So project 1 focus on the project organisation. Project tu lebih kepada project punya implementation. So kita expect kat situ ada result, ada discussion, ada analysis, ada project implementation. So project tu can be, kalau contoh project tu can be permanently used dengan industri pun itu lagi baik. So dan project towards the end, final year project 1, project 2, they have to come out dengan technical report. So itu the ultimate punya outcome sah. Okay, dia punya karakteristiknya dia should be industrial related problem, must include design juga analysis dalam project implementation. So dalam project year final year project 1, it should include should cover industrialization dan juga project execution methodology. Nanti mungkin juga boleh masukkan juga dalam tu contoh technical review, literature punya review, iaitu prim ni punya project result pun boleh you masukkan dalam final year project 1. Manakala dalam project 2 ni ada lebih kepada result analysis and discussion dan juga conclusion. So ini lebih kepada ni lah final punya outcomes daripada project. Okay, so once student have complete dia punya project, so in terms of assessment juga ada beberapa forms yang on the academic side kena completekan, dan juga di side pun ada juga beberapa form yang, tapi on the side kita just mungkin ada satu form saja yang on the industry side, tapi kita pun tak nak, kita tahu dengan komitmen industry coach dengan ni, so kita tak nak spend time untuk buat assessment ni, project ni kan. So just one form, dan mungkin you boleh, form tu just boleh, contohnya you boleh complete macam gunakan mungkin Google Forms ke apa kan, complete, dan terus you boleh automatically save untuk kita buat property side untuk buat analysis on the achievement of this final project. So ini antara sampel yang kita akan assess lah related dengan final project, contohnya project proposal. So ada beberapa kriteria, kita tengok title, project background, so problem statement. So ini sebenarnya adalah konten-konten yang ada dalam final year project lah. So scope, supaya kita nak make sure project ini adalah satu, kita kena alignkan juga dengan academic punya format. At the same time juga adalah sebenarnya dia juga reflect kepada sebetulnya kesesuaian projek ni given to the training by the industry. Okay, so ini dia punya, okay, ini projek. Kemudian on the last part, just a few minutes lagi saya nak ni cover. So on this last part of this WBL punya module adalah industrial training. Okay, so in this part, industrial training punya ni, we try to make sure at least on our side we akan conduct 2 times punya visit. First visit kita nak ini basically sebenarnya normal practice-nya, first visit ni kita nak identify suitability, tapi once dalam WBL ni student dah sesuai, so mungkin kita tak perlu buat 2 times, mungkin kita buat just at the final week, so industrial training baru kita akan datang, kita nak tengok overall punya industrial training punya activities. Okay, so juga dalam this industrial training punya ni we encourage the school untuk plan properly lah task untuk ni. Mungkin macam mungkin ada yang setengah industri tu dia dah plan for 1 year punya kalender kan. Mungkin ada yang tu mungkin dia sign by every month, ada yang mungkin every 6 months. So kita really encourage lah untuk industri plan supaya student akan keep follow dia punya proper punya training activities ya. Okay, then industrial training report, kalau boleh kita nak dia fokus kepada case study report, juga adalah solve pada industrial problem rather than just ni lah yes, mungkin juga sebenarnya daily punya task pun boleh juga dijadikan industrial training punya report, tapi dalam structured punya ni lah okay. So ini juga adalah saya extract some sample berkenaan dengan rubrik untuk assess di industrial training so ada juga beberapa attributes yang kita assess student in terms of how they manage to enhance their punya technical ability. Kita tengok technical knowledge, how they engage themselves into the teamwork punya ni kan. So kemudian how student can in terms of ethics, moral support, maksudnya macam mana dia orang ni adakah ada disiplin punya ni kan, sujud biarkan ni, dan juga macam mana student boleh manage in terms of task being given, so dia properly dia arrange dia punya task tu in a well structured punya schedule okay. So ini antara ni assessment yang akan dan this part sebenarnya akan dibuat oleh ni lah, projek itu adalah dibuat oleh industry coach. So 45% yang akan dibuat oleh industry coach relate dengan ni lah dengan industry ni. Okay, just saya highlight sedikit untuk just mention all the coaches dan juga industrial supervisor. Most of the student training yang attached to your company basically they are from the qualification punya ni college vocational punya graduates so they have the diploma vocational. Probably ada student yang datangnya daripada diploma daripada JPK, diploma Jabatan Kemahiran punya programs yang from the requisite center. So they have the DKM, Diploma Kemahiran Malaysia. So kalau tengok dia orang punya cenderung ni dia in terms of learning punya preference-nya, dia orang suka pada yang visual, kinesthetic kan. Dia suka buat kan, dia suka tengok based on manual, drawings kan. So they learn quickly based on this method lah So dia mungkin with this this learning punya karakteristik ni kan, learner's karakteristik ni mungkin helps untuk ni lah, untuk coaches plan macam mana nak suitkan dengan task nak bagi projek nak bagi supaya dia capable. Tapi bukan tapi at the same time try juga polishkan juga lah dia punya ni, bukan setakat kita memang dah tahu dia very prone to this technical punya competence, tapi kita ignore this soft skill inside. Tapi try juga to make sure dia juga have the equal punya balance between both ni soft skill dan juga hard skill ni so tapi with this technical abilities ni dia orang very solid capabilities dalam task yang relate dengan design develop ni. Kalau bagi je yang really kena buat projek, dia memang for sure dia manage untuk cope up dengan this task easily so mungkin ini menjadi guide kepada ni lah dan macam saya tadi, tapi don't forget about the soft skill punya side okay, ini just sedikit advantage on the WBL. Ini sebenarnya advantage both party lah dengan satu mungkin dengan within this 1 year punya saya rasa is a good ataupun time frame yang industri ada untuk train, untuk assign task ni lebih sufficient lah compare dengan mungkin 3 months, 6 months. So it's a quite sufficient punya duration untuk keep track ataupun assign specific task dan student trainee can complete within the time frame. Ini dengan 1 year, tapi dengan shorter time mungkin ada dia punya restriction lah. Okay. Juga sebenarnya dengan combination final project dan juga AI within 1 year punya duration kan. So it helps sebenarnya pihak industri untuk satu solve problem yang memang sedia ada exist in that particular industry. At the same time juga sebenarnya student akan lebih engage dengan proper punya guidance lah, baik di peringkat from industry coaches ataupun juga from academic side. So ini lebih efficient in terms of bantu student untuk lebih boleh adapt dengan actual punya working environment lah, untuk dia punya future punya planning. Okay, saya juga nak sedikit highlight, ini adalah juga salah satu yang mungkin some industri dia mungkin macam agak berat juga kan, untuk ni ada juga some industri yang ni kan. Okay, apa sebenarnya MOU ni is requirement of the NQA, part of requirement by NQA untuk any program yang decide untuk go for industrial mode dan juga implement WBL. So one of the requirement to send student to WBL, they have to have this sort of MOU. Sebenarnya MOU ni bukan mungkin some party melihat industri melihat ini sebagai satu commitment yang you have to oblige. Sebenarnya it's sort of MOU ni lebih kepada what we call learning agreement. NQA want to see adanya mutual agreement, mutual understanding in terms untuk melibatkan pengajaran both party. Contohnya industri willing to accept, industri willing untuk bantu kan. So dia sebenarnya tak terikat sampai every year industri wajib hantar. It's not to that extent lah sebenarnya. Tapi just we need to have the formal punya official punya dokumen yang menyatakan learning punya proses tu berlaku between both party. So whatever is, tapi it's up to ni lah, to the industry how you nak meet this requirement kan. Mungkin yang setengah mungkin agak semacam takut komitmen. Mungkin kita boleh loosekan sedikit dia punya content wise supaya you orang tak terikat. Tapi kita just nak mungkin ada some sort of instead of detail punya MOU, tapi just mungkin kita nak ada sort of mungkin ada 1-2 page je, tapi just nak comply di academic punya requirement. This learning, teaching and learning punya process happen between both parties. Okay, so basically kalau tengok dalam MOU tu, memanglah sebenarnya kalau tengok sepatutnya properly kita kalau boleh bila we have the MOU, kita akan involvekan industri untuk terlibat dalam curriculum design. Ideally je macam tu. Maksudnya bila for example subjek yang kita nak belajar nak ajar di industri tadi, kalau boleh we have to sit with industry. Okay, apa sebenarnya untuk maintenance, apa sebenarnya content wise. So sebaiknya that is happen macam tu. Tapi because we have respect to industry, academic punya perspektif, we have to prepare the syllabus ni earlier. So that's why sebenarnya we have that curriculum, tapi we try to suit that content supaya it can be done at the industry punya side. Okay, so kita expect dalam learning agreement punya dokumen ni, so ada this all scope lah, curriculum design, curriculum delivery, involve 2 parties. So assessment juga dua boleh terlibat. So in terms of coordination, ada coordinator di university, ada coordinator di industry, and then juga both party have to provide certain support to make sure student have been equipped with the proper punya guide lah, supaya bila dia pergi industri, so they have the related information daripada industry side. On academic side, on university side juga kita dah make sure dia faham this the quite detailed information about this, how this WBL akan berlaku within this time frame. So kata ini example ni lah, ini yang memang standard MOU yang kita dah sign dengan a few companies. So ini just some ni lah content yang saya ni. So mungkin dekat sini yang kita areas of cooperation ni sebenarnya boleh flexible kalau tengok dekat sini. Dia sebenarnya ini subjek kepada ni. Dia tak semestinya semua scope ni semua company have to follow. So ini ada content wise yang kita boleh loosenkan supaya yalah tak membebankan di industri punya side. Sama juga untuk minimum student ni kan, walaupun ada declare contohnya minimum student adalah kan berapa, tapi it's not mandatory lah. You contohnya mungkin this year you can recruit 2-3 orang trainees. Next year tak boleh ambil. Sebenarnya itu pun adalah allowable. Dan kita tak menjadi kepada supaya tak menjadi bebanan kepada pihak industri. Okay, so ini adalah final punya my slide adalah ini sedikit reference yang saya gunakan untuk share all this information related dengan guideline of the WBL implementation. Okay, so finish on the first session. Saya buka lah few minutes untuk ni Q&A. Sebelum kita have break sekejap, mungkin nanti kita akan sambung balik untuk yang second part punya OBE. So open to the floors, to the coaches, any matters, any issues yang you not really clear, you can question me, you can ask me, then I'll try to give explanation as clear as possible. Okay, so I'll pass back to Dr. Sani for the untuk Q&A punya session. Over to you, Dr. Sani.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Zubir, for the sharing sessions. So, is there any question from the participants? Either you can unmute yourself and ask directly to Dr. Zubir, or you can using the chat box, type in your question through the chat box. So we have like we got nearly 100 participants today, right? Kat 90 90 macam tu, right? Okay, kalau tak ada apa-apa, if so can we take a break first, Dr. Zubir? About like 10 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes, 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes break, and then we continue on 10:45. Right? Alright. Thank you. Over to you, Doctor.
Alright, okay, thank you once again, Dr. Sani. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, to all coaches and for this second session, it's be quite longer punya slide, nearly under hour, but I'll try to skip in some areas which is not really by on your side, so I'll try to skip lah. So, tapi I'll try to share all the latest information. Actually, under this, I'll share with you the documents. Okay. Can you see my slide now?
Okay, Doctor. Clear.
Okay. So I will resume on this second part. Okay, as Dr. Sani mentioned just now. So on this second part, I would like to share with all of you about the mostly OBE. So OBE is outcome-based education. This is a term reflect to all these implementation of academic program throughout all these IPTAs, IPTS. So this is common terms related to the implementation of academic program. So I'll try to share you what the importance point, rather than I'll spend many time on the not relevant to you. Okay. So so on this second part, on this the second session, basically I'll break this part into this session into 4 parts. We have a quick look on the first in part 1. I just highlight a little bit overview on the higher education and outcome-based education (OBE). On the second part, under this OBE, basically we have to deal with all these outcomes, PEOs, PEO, and also what will be the graded attribute that we have to measure with respect to the CAES program standard. Okay. On the third part, I would like to cover on the extension to the PEO and POs on the cost side. On the cost side, that we cost learning outcome, and then how we plan our cost learning outcome using lesson learning outcome, and then underlying this lesson learning outcome, we should cover on the discipline bodies of body of knowledge. Okay, and then on the last stage, part 4, I'll touch a bit about the course delivery, assessment, and teaching plan. All right, let's move on quick on the first part, cover on the overview of higher education and outcome-based education. So I just skip this part, the expected objective once you complete this session. So what you expected you have the outcomes from this first part. Okay, I'll begin. We have a quick recap on the when we talk about the OBE, we have to reflect to the national education policy. I believe all of you aware about this and NEP. The ultimate aims of the national education policy is to produce the individual with the complete holistic individual, whereby they have balance between ethics, knowledge, and also they be able to adapt themselves with the society, lifelong learning. So we intend to produce the complete package of individual, not only just have the technical solid in technical abilities, but they have good in soft skill, as well as they have very good in moral, ethics, and be able to engage themselves in the society. Kita tak nak dia jadi just apa maksudnya dia lebih pada selfish, diri sendiri, pentingkan diri sendiri. Okay, kalau tengok yang di second slide ni, second slide pun kalau tengok ini adalah daripada blueprint national punya blueprint, education punya blueprint. So they ada 10 attributes. Just saya yang lain tu kita tak ni lah. Just kalau tengokkan number 1 tu adalah dia punya aims dia adalah untuk produce atau generate graduate with the holistic, entrepreneur, dan juga balance. Maksudnya they have everything lah in the package. Okay, then to support, to have all these kind of student. So there is actually there are 10 student aspiration which cover in terms of ethics, leadership, national identity, very good knowledge, thinking skill. So this to aspire on the aims to be able to generate the holistic graduate. And then extension to this, so Ministry of Higher Education have triggered what they call Higher Education 4.0. Okay, kalau reflect juga kita ada 4.0. Sama in terms of education punya perspective, they have coined this higher education 4.0, which focus on these three elements: knowledge, industry, and humanity. So underlying this HE 4.0, so ada few takeaways yang higher education kita fokus. Okay, first adalah relate dengan learning and teaching 4.0. So bawah ni adalah banyaklah teaching and learning punya teknologi, learning spaces, pedagogi. Kita mungkin dengar pedagogi, tapi sebenarnya ada andragogi, dia ada metagogi, macam-macam lah. Ini semua adalah the arts of delivering the knowledge pada our graduates lah. Dan juga dia highlight berkenaan dengan fluid organic curriculum. Maksudnya curriculum kita kalau boleh bukan static, tapi is fluid, maksudnya is always expand, always enhance based on contemporary punya demand. And then it juga should be adapt dengan current punya teknologi. So jangan static in terms of delivery of teaching and learning. They try to exploit in terms of how the learning can happen without lectures. Contohnya kan. So contoh pun macam WBL ni. So it's learning sebenarnya without lectures, tapi as lecturenya adalah biasa course kan. Okay, and then how the evaluation can be carried out without examination. Tak bisa bila sebab examination ni is phobia lah, phobia-nya sebab so examination ni you could duduk dalam hall 2-3 hours kan, so you have to buat preparation. So tapi how we can evaluate student for graduate punya performance, student punya achievement, tapi without examination, mungkin just macam contoh student for the jobs, so you just buat observation, direct observation, so you come out dengan rubric. Itu yang digunakan kebanyakan kalau you notified dalam WBM menggunakan rubrics, right? Maksudnya student tak perlu sit on the centralized punya exam hall dan jawab soalan secara kognitif kan, then to the ends we mark kan. So but we change this paradigm, kita buat rubric based. So you direct observation dan just to the end kita recognize atau identify student punya performance based on specific criteria. Okay. Kemudian juga this higher education point try to exploit knowledge without borders. Maksudnya ini relate dengan lifelong learning lah. Maksudnya is learning bukan setakat you berada di UC level ataupun di industry, tapi learning can happen everywhere, anywhere, anytime. So learning knowledge without borders. And then how this education 4.0 can contribute to new jobs. Contohnya bila you embed in the curriculum, you includekan dalam curriculum adalah entrepreneur punya knowledge. So how this dengan knowledge entrepreneur student be able contoh to create jobs for others. So ini juga adalah dalam 4.0 punya education. Industry academic award. Okay. So inilah salah satu mekanisme yang MOHE requires university to explore adalah contoh WBL ni lah. It's quite new, sebenarnya quite new dalam teaching and learning punya landscape. Tapi we have to realize and see how we can complement each other, we can contribute each other. Okay. And then ultimately how this education 4.0 is really meaningful pada human beings lah. Maksudnya totally we produce the holistic graduates with all these technologies. So maksudnya it's really beneficial. It becomes the great human being lah. Okay, so in order to cater this, to support this higher education 4.0, so MOHE outline 6 strategies lah, focus untuk on the 2021. So adalah yang ni. So we try to explore this sebenarnya. Okay, so mungkin saya nak dapatkan sedikit reflection lah. Okay, ini bukan signifikan sangat pada orang lah. Tapi kalau what do you think sebenarnya rules kalau dalam konteks you want to what would be the rules of the industrial coach, industrial coordinator dalam WBL yang kita tengok in the first part tadi? just nak recap balik lah kan. Ada yang tu yang mungkin nak just a quick ni lah. Feedback. Jadi kita dah tengok kan roles of the industry coach. So apa your roles with respect to this teaching and learning nanti. So apa yang what you expect you as the teacher, industry coach, as the industry coordinators. Ada tak yang just nak share? Tak nak ni pun just mungkin boleh bagi some feedback through chat ke kan? Okay, so the question is what are the roles of teachers or the industry coach nanti with respect to the teaching and learning at your side lah at your industry side. Okay. So ini just yeah. Okay, saya just share a little bit because you intend to become one of the highly recognized technical institution provider. So we support the Mohe punya direction. So in fact our mission pun we try to align with the national education punya philosophy dan we juga support the Mohe punya direction. So kalau tengok UTM punya mission ni just three component yang situ, three items yang kita plan adalah satu, promoting knowledge to innovative teaching and learning, research and technical scholarship. We intend to aims to develop the professional leaders with impeccable moral values. Kemudian we also aims to generating sustainable development through smart partnership with community dan industri. Inilah part of the item number 3 tu. Inilah kita implement WBL bersama dengan industri. Okay. Saya move on. Ini dah lebih, despite seterusnya lebih masuk kepada part of teaching and learning punya perspektif, reflect to the OBE. Yang tadi just saya highlight just inspiration, Mohe dan UTM. Okay. So the next point is onward. Ini kita lebih lihat kepada content of the OBE itu sendiri lah. Okay. So when we talking about the teaching and learning ni, kalau dulu punya previous punya teaching and learning punya approach ni, dia punya fokusnya lebih kepada teacher center. Teacher at the main stage. Teach everything is on the teacher. So maksudnya dalam teaching and learning punya environment, everything is controlled by the teachers, by instructor. Okay. So kalau kita compare sekarang punya paradigma adalah student centered learning. Student centered learning ni adalah kita fokus pada our outcome, our clients adalah students. So they maneuver atau they can demand the way how the courses being conducted. Okay, so kalau kita tengok quite significant differences between these two approach. Kalau teacher centered, dia punya aims-nya towards the end adalah learning targets. Dia punya course activity kalau boleh di end, okay, apa habis dah habis. Tapi kalau student centered ni adalah towards the end kita nak tengok learning outcomes. Learning outcome maksudnya apa yang student gain, achieve throughout this learning punya proses. Okay. Juga dalam teacher centered punya approach, tak ada mapping. Maksudnya there's no mapping of learning outcome. Maksudnya student di teacher ni dia punya targetnya adalah untuk completekan syllabus. Dan don't mind, dia tak kisah apa punya outcome, it's not the issues. Tapi dalam konteks of student centered learning, so mapping of learning outcome is necessary because kita nak tengok in terms of learning punya experience tu, di mana student punya progress with respect to learning domain tu sendiri. Nanti kalau tengok learning domain tu dia ada contohnya kognitif, ada psikomotor, ada kreatif. So how this learning outcome kita mapkan dengan all this learning punya domain, dan we have to measure dia punya performance wise with respect to this learning domains. Okay. Another difference-nya adalah teacher centered ni student punya self learning ni kita tak ambil kisah. Maksudnya mungkin lecturer deliver the knowledge, everything, kan? Dan towards bila nanti dalam kita determine di program punya outcome tu, kita tak kira sudah punya how they spend untuk dia buat revision, the preparedness untuk dia punya lab activities, dia nak buat project. So kita tak ambil kira time spent outside the learning punya designated punya learning hours. So, dalam konteks student centered, student independent learning time juga dia ambil kira dalam you plan dia punya teaching and learning punya implementation. Okay, dalam teacher centered juga contact hours adalah reflect pada credit value. Maksudnya dia punya penentuan kredit, subjek kredit itu adalah berdasarkan direct face to face punya contact hours. Tapi dalam student centered dia kena ada both element plus face to face punya method approach plus dengan independent learning plus dengan assessment time. So student centered learning punya centered ni lebih comprehensive. They have to consider all the learning punya factor yang contribute kepada process of learning tu. Assessment, student client, teacher. So everything have to contribute towards the planning of teaching and learning experience. Okay, apa dia OBE? So OBE ni sebenarnya dah exist dalam dunia education ni quite sometimes. Sebenarnya it begins dekat US lah. OBE ni yang mula triggernya adalah satu universiti di US. So dia come out dengan this OBE. So apa sebenarnya fokus OBE ni? Kalau tengok dia definition tu adalah OBE ni fokus kepada sebenarnya apa student able to do bila dia complete dia punya learning cycle. Maksudnya adalah so untuk kita set ataupun untuk kita measure what student be able to do, itulah yang dia come up dengan beberapa hierarchy of the learning objective. Nanti kita akan tengok, kita akan explore lebih bit. Okay. So apa sebenarnya this bila kita we want to see what student able to do, so it begins dengan we have to have proper punya well structure punya curriculum. So dalam that to support that delivery of that curriculum, have to have the proper learning instruction, teaching and learning instruction, and then towards how we're going to know that student is perform ataupun able to do. So that's why we need to do assessment. So the learning cycle tu basically we set the learning punya outcomes, tapi in order to achieve that learning outcomes, so it begins dengan proper punya curriculum, proper punya learning instruction, and then we have to structure punya assessment. So with this complete three dimension of this component, curriculum, instruction, and assessment, then we should be able to measure the student punya ability to perform what yang kita claim, kita nak measure what student be able to do toward the end of the learning experience. So OBE ni with respect to the teaching learning punya approach, most likely they implement student centered learning. Maksudnya student ada the main stage dalam delivery of the courses. Bukan katakan tadi teacher yang plan, tapi dalam konteks OBE, dia punya main directionnya adalah student is the main focus. Student yang sepatutnya can plan their own learning punya experience. So saya tunjukkan yang ni, figure ni. Ini adalah learning cycle OBE. So dia punya main stage-nya adalah center stage-nya adalah student. Kemudian we set towards the end climax-nya adalah learning objective. Tapi untuk we able to assess, evaluate that how this learning objective sama ada achieve atau tak achieve, we have to ready with the instruction. So dalam instruction tu itulah yang sebenarnya yang ada lectures, ada labs, so ada macam-macam approach yang boleh dalam you nak prepare the learning instruction. Towards the end, kan, contohnya you dah deliver you punya courses tadi. So you have to perform the assessment. So assessment tu baik you buat summative ke, formative ke, test ke, survey ke, buat lab test. So that one adalah untuk completekan that cycle of the learning environment tadi, supaya at the end kita boleh determine sama ada objektif tu tercapai ataupun tidak. So kalau tengok kat situ diamond shape learning experience punya cycle ni, dengan objektif ni. So it begins, instruction tu tadi adalah how these activities be able to achieve the learning outcomes. Okay. Learning assessment adalah able tak student you perform task ataupun assignment yang be given them. Dan final objektif tu adalah apakah result ataupun objektif yang student dah able to demonstrate. So ini district learning cycle yang sebenarnya have to be complete by the student. Then tapi the cycle tak just end dekat situ. We need to have the continuous punya improvement. That's why we have CQI, continuous quality improvement. Maksudnya learning cycle to keep going on contemporary dengan teknologi, dengan mungkin approach yang baru, contohnya kan pedagogi, andragogi. So we have to suit that learning cycle supaya is achieve the ultimate-nya adalah learning objective. Okay, so saya just ni kan basically bila tengok design of courses ni kan, so bila kita fokus on the outcome, kita tengok yang last part tu, yang table tu outcomes, apa student yang what have student learn, what skill have they gained, dan apa attitude yang develop. Sebenarnya all these things, learn, skill dan juga attitude, itu sebenarnya adalah cover on the 3 learning domains. So, kalau learn tu adalah reflect kepada cognitive development, skill reflect kepada psychomotor, dan attitude reflect kepada effective punya learning punya domains. Okay, and towards the end, kalau academic adalah dia punya yang kita expect, dia punya outcome bila kita involvekan dia dalam learning cycle. Okay, so the connection between OBE dan juga SCL ni, kalau tengok kat situ, it's not what we teach because it's outcome, so it's what they learn. Sebab our aims adalah outcome on the student, so dia punya reflect kepada delivery semua adalah what they learn rather than what we teach. Okay, and at the same time juga sebab tu we recognize dalam OBE dan SCL ni student independent learning. Kalau teacher centered, kita saja yang control everything, tapi student centered, student have the right untuk plan dia punya own learning experience. Okay, yes, dia memang buat comparison, tapi as I mentioned, most of the OBE punya approach kebanyakan adalah menggunakan SCL lah. Okay, traditional teaching versus dengan SCL based teaching. Traditional teaching mungkin contohnya menggunakan whiteboard, menggunakan marker kan. Tapi sekarang SCL punya based teaching mungkin sekarang macam-macam ada kan. Menggunakan online punya method, macam-macam lah. So it's reflect sebenarnya. Okay, kemudian juga dia reflect kepada teacher deliver content and answer, whereas dalam konteks OBE dan SCL ni, students sebenarnya dia punya role lebih sebagai facilitators dan just facilitate the learning process. Tapi in terms of untuk explore the knowledge, student mesti can independent. Tapi in terms untuk facilitate dalam find out this, dalam proses learning tu, teacher punya role. Okay, just saya go a quick punya ni. Saya pun principal dalam good practice of higher education. Saya tak nak ni ni, okay, have a good contact between student and lecturers, develop reciprocity cooperation among student. Maksudnya among student, form among themselves contohnya untuk form teams. then they cooperate among each other. Okay, lepas tu they are very responsive. So they give feedback throughout the learning punya cycle kan. Dia bukan just setakat just accept, tapi juga they can query lah. Okay, they can provide feedback. So they have juga student juga have to manage dia punya time. Okay, we expect juga student be able to communicate in all levels of dia punya society kan. Dan juga fokus kepada apa diverse talent dan juga variety of ways of learning. So ini adalah sebenarnya daripada ni lah Washington University program punya ni. Okay, however untuk we achieve untuk achieve dalam achieve this OBE punya ni banyak challenges, a lot of challenges. Contohnya kita kena question ourselves apa yang sebenarnya what we want student to learn ataupun what we expect student to do kan. So then kalau we have that kind of question, so we can help lah macam mana we have to assist them untuk achieve what we expect student to do ataupun student to have tadi kan. And then macam mana kita determine they manage untuk achieve what we plan tadi kan. Then finally juga we have to ask ourselves right, so how we can measure this attainment of the outcome. So kan ultimately we set the learning outcome ni adalah student have to know this right, tapi how we going to measure that achievement of the outcomes right. So all these questions sebenarnya have to reflect to teaching competencies lah. So ini yang sebenarnya kenapa we ourselves as a lecturer, so you as a coaches, we have to have sort of a little bit about the art of teaching lah, knowledge of teaching. Contohnya pedagogi kan. Pedagogi ni mungkin you being exposed, contohnya right teknik untuk mengajar, student centered learning kan, right teknik untuk buat supervision. So ini sebenarnya yang challenge yang bila we go for the OBE punya ni lah, OBE punya direction. Okay, ni pun saya skip lah, ini just for ni just refresh. Okay, ni pun kita sebenarnya dah cover tadi a little bit about the overview about the higher education punya direction and reflect to the outcome based education. Okay, so then we move on to the second punya part, second session daripada this second part. Kita nak tengok okay dalam hierarchy of the program outcome, bila you are given, we have to establish new program contohnya. You have we tend untuk develop new program, taklah training ke education ke kan. So we have to have this what we call program education objective as well as the program outcomes. So apa all these things? Apa signifikannya this program educational objective dan juga program outcomes? And then this program PEO dan POs ni we have to map dia dengan graduate attributes. So apa sebenarnya karakteristik yang kita expect student akan trainees akan achieve bila dia dah go through this complete cycle of dia punya learning experience. So kita tengok, we explore a little bit about the POs, tapi you tak payah tahu detail lah. Ini outside, tapi just I share you. Okay, what is the differences between what is objective dan juga outcomes? Okay, kalau kita tengok objective ni, kalau teacher centered punya approach, fokus pada objektif adalah dia punya objektif supaya teachers be able to teach berdasarkan apa yang dia plan, dan towards the end dia complete dia syllabus. Tapi kalau outcomes ni adalah dia punya targetnya adalah kita plan apa student be able to know, understand, able to do bila dia complete within dia punya study period. Itu bezanya. Yang tadi teacher centered tadi adalah dia punya ultimate aim sahaja dia nak habiskan syllabusnya. Tapi kalau yang outcomes ni adalah dia punya expectationnya apa yang student dah develop, yang 3 learning domains tadi, so dia experience within dia punya time frame tadi, learning time frame tadi. Okay, so kalau objective it just requires the use of basic thinking skill, knowledge, comprehension. Just dapat ingat kepala otak, lepas tu kita tanya, dia faham, then jawab exam, dia boleh apply apa knowledge yang dia dapat. Itu konsep of the teacher center. Dia mengajar, kita expect okay the student dapat ada knowledge. Kemudian kita bagi exercise, dan dia faham, dan towards the end kita bagi dia test, student boleh jawab. Itu adalah teacher centered oriented. Tapi kalau outcomes ni adalah kita expect dia, kita deliver through lectures, to lab work, case study kan, tapi kita nak develop the use of higher thinking skill. Maksudnya dia belajar, they have the knowledge, they have abilities untuk do kan, tapi dia juga at the same time dia kena analyse kenapa buat ini, so they have to come out dengan synthesis, then they evaluate this analysis patutnya kenapa the resultnya macam ni, kenapa tak macam ni, so they can keep question, they can keep question dia punya content of it, learning experience. Okay, objektif dia punya targetnya adalah tak semestinya industry design product, tapi kalau outcomes ni memang dia punya final productnya adalah student punya outcomes lah, maksudnya itu yang program outcome, course ni outcome. So ada produk yang kita akan measure sebagai indicators student ni be able to do this, okay. Itu reflect kepada outcome. Okay. So untuk design this outcome dalam program punya level, okay. So it begins dengan the highest hierarchy of the program punya objective program outcomes ni, it begins dengan PEOs, program educational objective. Ini adalah long term punya duration. Okay, nanti saya explore a little bit. Okay, dan kemudian bila you set your long term punya duration, it must be support by the complete punya ataupun immediate punya. Ini adalah short term punya outcomes, which is PLO. Okay, dan di bawah PLO pula dia mesti ada pula immediate punya expectation of outcome, which is course punya outcome. Okay, ini nanti kita akan tengok dia punya flow. Okay, so dalam this part, second part ini sebenarnya ini lebih banyak you deal dengan, you have to refer kepada kita punya documents lah. POs, PLO ni dalam mesti membangunkan program. So we have to refer to all these manuals, this standard document, MQF punya framework, kita ada dalam tu ada highlight punya learning domains, dan juga dalam you design you punya outcome ni menggunakan all this domain. So juga you kena comply certain standard, contohnya di bawah MQA, di bawah professional bodies, supaya is aligned dengan that Malaysian qualification framework. Okay, saya tak nak go through ini detail. Ini adalah banyak dengan ini peringkat program development punya stage. Ini pun saya rasa saya tak perlu share ni, saya tak perlu ni. Okay, cuma sedikit highlightnya. Dalam kalau you tengok dalam MQF ni sebenarnya dia cover these three main features. Level of qualification. Level qualification ni it begins daripada level 1 to sampai level 8. Mungkin level 1 cover contohnya adalah level 1 to 3 ni adalah certificate. Level 4 ni adalah level diploma, level 5 adalah advanced diploma, level 6 degrees, level 7 adalah master, dan level 8 adalah PhD. So they cover all these three flow pathway of the qualification. Okay. Kemudian cover juga berkenaan dengan learning outcomes, dan juga dalam you design you punya program outcomes, you must make use the definition of credits. Maksudnya ada credit system yang represent your learning hours apa semua. So dalam MQF dia properly dia structurekan all these three features. Okay, ini pun saya rasa saya tak perlu ni lah. Cuma dia punya kat sini, kalau you perasan dekat sini, dia ada highlight beberapa attributes. Ya. Learner profile adalah ini reflect kepada learners punya attributes, learner punya karakteristik lah. Okay. So dia pula dia towards the right onwards. So dia highlightkan beberapa attributes yang dalam you develop you punya program outcome, you should cover on these elements. Knowledge and understanding, cognitive skill, practical skill. So ini sebenarnya kita dah kira dalam our program development yang sudah kita pergi ini. Dalam our program kita dah cover all this cluster lah, cluster 1 sampai cluster 5. So dalam kita punya curriculum mesti ada cover knowledge, cognitive, practical, interpersonal. So it has to align dengan framework lah. So specifically bila kita sebut berkenaan dengan learning experience ni, macam saya cerita tadi, it covers this 3 learning domain. Cognitive reflect kepada change ataupun level of knowledge yang student ataupun trainee sendiri gain. Mungkin masa knowledge at the diploma level is different dengan level yang di gain masa degree level. So it's breadth and depth tu mungkin akan ada peningkatan. Okay. Psychomotor domain deals dengan technical abilities, menggunakan hands, menggunakan tools. So ini involve di hands-on punya activities, psychomotor domains. And then itu domain adalah involve dari segi affective ataupun judgment. Ini sebenarnya reflect kepada heart lah, lebih kepada macam mana dia be able untuk evaluate knowledge yang dia ada, betul tak, proper tak, ikut SOPs, ikut standard. So ini sebenarnya it should be reflect kepada changes dalam development of affective new domain. So kalau kita ikut sini, we learn with emotion, changes are retained as we experience learning. Maksudnya kita belajar dengan emosi, tapi change akan sama we experience as we experience learning. Maksudnya perubahan itu tetap maintain, cuma mungkin emosi itu yang akan berubah. Okay, so saya have a quick level of ini yang reflect kepada courses. Kalau oleh coaches dengan perasaan tadi, bila saya share berkenaan dengan courses dalam WBL, final year dalam WBL, internship dalam WBL, dia reflect kepada yang ni, learning outcomes. So setiap punya courses tu we have to set the learning outcome. Ini adalah intended learning outcome towards the end of the that particular courses module. So apa student be able to what they have, apa student akan tahu, apa student akan faham, akan student be able to complete. So every courses yang student go through kat WBL, they have clear punya direction dia punya learning outcome. So dia tahu apa yang nak dibuat, apa yang perlu dipaham, apa yang perlu completekan, reflect kepada course content yang dia orang akan go through. So sedikit terminologi dalam OBE punya ni. So PEO adalah broad statement untuk represent ini adalah long term punya target, dan it might be different. Contohnya kalau those yang graduate pada diploma level, mungkin untuk kita measure dia punya PEOs ni, mungkin 2-3 years after dia dah graduate. Tapi mungkin untuk degree punya level, mungkin saya katakan degree program tu dia punya duration 4 years. So mungkin untuk kita assess dia punya PEO punya performance, so mungkin it take 4 to 5 years after dia graduate. So PEOs adalah long term punya target. We evaluate student punya performance after they complete dia punya programs, within certain periods. It's not reflect nama of duration dia punya programs. Okay, program outcome adalah ini specific program outcome, dan ini adalah projected punya outcomes depending pada duration of you punya program. Contoh saya katakan you punya program bachelor tu 4 years. So you have to have the program learning outcome for 4 years punya duration. So ini adalah outcome to reflect the dan satu lagi program outcome ni dia must reflect kepada program. Kalau contohnya dia ada electrical, so it's should be specifically outcome-nya tailor kepada electrical punya areas. Tak boleh lah ni tak boleh lah dia lari contohnya kepada elektronik sebab dia punya terus programnya adalah electrical, so they have to designated to that particular punya areas. Okay, course outcome adalah ini specific outcome for that particular course. Ini lebih kepada at the subject level ataupun course level. Okay, and then under course level you have the lesson learning outcome. So ini adalah untuk cater weekly punya basis lah. So let's say katakan this week topic you cover topic berkenaan dengan ni, so you have specific topic punya learning outcome. Okay, so and finally secara umumnya adalah learning outcome adalah it can be it can be interchangeable at any level of outcome. Maksudnya this learning outcome dia boleh it can be the learning outcome at the course level punya stage, or it could be program outcome at the learning outcome at this program level. So it can be interchangeable, tapi dia have to reflect dengan dia punya mechanism untuk measure that kind of outcomes. Okay. Okay, ini pun saya just ini sebenarnya adalah the pathway of the PEOs, the OBE itu sendiri lah. So kalau you all coaches yang nak perasan kan, saya mention hierarchy-nya adalah begins dengan PEOs, kemudian go down to the PEOs, dia ada program outcomes, then dia ada course outcome, dan finally dia ada course outcome. So in order to support the course outcome ni, itu yang we have come out dengan course punya instructional method. Maksudnya untuk deliver you punya course content tu, you have to tahu the proper learning method, teaching method, assessment method. So ini yang sepatutnya tailor to your course outcome. So ini sama juga, just the same punya pathway. Cuma di sini clear ditunjuk kalau program outcome ini adalah 4 to 5 years after graduation. So program outcome ini adalah immediate ataupun right after student complete 4 years punya program tadi. So ini reflect pada program outcome. And then course outcome ini adalah every time you complete the subject punya. Kalau dalam konteks WBL tadi, contohnya kalau ada modul 5 minggu, so towards 5 weeks punya itulah. Kalau modul tu cover 1 semester 14 weeks lah. So itu adalah course level, dan topik outcome ini adalah reflect kepada weekly punya planning lah. So how you plan your weekly punya content, so support by the unit ataupun learning outcome punya planning. Okay, so ini just saya sama je, cuma ini quite detailnya adalah dia planningnya adalah dia designated-kan. Okay, yang mana satu short term punya outcome, yang mana satu punya long term outcome. So, kalau tengok kat sini CO dengan weekly outcome ni adalah di bawah group short term outcome. So ini immediate lah, maksudnya immediate bila you habis you punya topik, bila you habis punya course satu semester. Tapi course program outcome dan juga program outcome adalah is belong to long term punya outcome. So banyak mekanisme yang you boleh gunakan untuk measure dia punya all this outcome. So kalau macam contohnya course outcome ni boleh guna test, tapi untuk program outcomes ni, contohnya you buat through survey, market survey, you buat analisa graduate employabilities. Untuk program objektif mungkin untuk you dapatkan student punya where they are now. So you boleh gunakan market survey, gunakan alumni survey. So you tahu, maksud betul ke dalam you punya PO tu you said itu adalah student be able to engage into the entrepreneur punya sector. Ada tak dalam punya? Itu you boleh gather that kind of information through punya survey yang you buat through alumni employee survey. Okay, then just sedikit ni dalam you learning cycle tadi, dalam program you nak determine ataupun nak measure you punya program outcome ni, it involves sebenarnya a lot of cycle CQI. CQI itu can happens at the subject punya outcome, course punya outcome. It can happens juga dalam cycle program outcome. Ini masih lagi student belum graduate lagi, tapi you start identify what will be the continuous punya improvement yang perlu buat through engagement dengan industri, engagement dengan expertise daripada luar. Okay. Dan juga you can CQI juga it should be happen dalam cycle bila you nak buat PEOs nanti. Bila buat PEOs, so you juga boleh tambah baik you punya PEOs selepas contoh first cycle 5 years. Okay, you dapat from survey, dapat ini sepatutnya it should be cover in your program outcomes. This attribute should be sepatutnya lebih diberi penekanan dan ini sepatutnya dikurangkan. So all this sort of CQI can be happen within all these three level. Maksudnya subject level, program level dan juga long term punya program educational level. So saya tak nak ni, ini adalah in terms of how mechanism you boleh gunakan untuk identify tools untuk make sure you punya all you punya program outcomes adalah you map dan you gunakan proper tools untuk measure the performance of each PLO. Ini saya tak perlulah level you orang. Ini on our side we have to map ni lah supaya kita boleh report kepada ministry how this align dengan MQF punya ni lah direction. Okay, sama juga ini kita kena PO juga in our side untuk buat CQI we have to map our punya POs ni dengan proper punya measurement tools untuk buat continuous punya improvement. So ini saya tak ini dalam konteks at the university level we have to map our punya course subject dengan program outcomes. So ini extra significant supaya kita nak tengok satu we have to identify the program tu punya mode. Contohnya kalau for example program bachelor teknologi yang our student tengah buat test ni dia punya approach-nya adalah hands on. 70% adalah practical abilities. So sepatutnya dia punya coverage pada practical ni adalah percentage weightage pada yang ni this component ni adalah tinggi. Tapi kalau contoh pada engineering whereby dia emphasis on the knowledge side. So kita akan tengok taburan subjeknya it should be dominate on the cognitive side. So ini on our side lah, because we have to tailor our program suit dengan program punya direction lah. Kalau engineering macam mana, kalau teknologi macam mana. Okay, also on our side juga we have to ini process of because MQF ni kita dah ada latest punya revision. So ini apa yang berlaku adalah we have to make sure our MQF ni adalah keep updated. Dan all this MQF macam mana pun kan, dia punya domains ni ataupun attributes yang underlying di learning domains bawah MQF ni kan. So whatever is we have to reflect kepada those yang sebenarnya founder of the OBE yang founder pada yang learning punya domain ni, foundernya adalah Bloom, Charles Bloom ni dia yang classifykan di learning domains. So we have to make all these learning attribute dengan learning punya domain characterized by the Bloom. So ini pun reflect to our program. You don't have to ni. Okay. So ini in our side juga all the POs, PIO, PO dan juga course ni outcome, we have to set dia punya KPI, percentage, the level of achievement of every outcomes. Reasonnya supaya we have be able to buat CQI. Let's say contohnya bila kita set KPI, PLO number 2 75%. Suddenly bila we run the programs, then we measure the attainment of this PLO number 2. Suddenly, only 50% je yang meet ataupun student yang achieve. But kita punya KPI 75%. So apa yang kita buat, we have to identify kat mana sebenarnya loophole ataupun di mana missingnya in terms of delivery, in terms of content wise. So itu yang dalam our contact we have to carry out what we call constructive alignment. Right? So itu adalah on our side lah. Tapi just for your information. So every yang outcomes tadi, PEO, PLO, cost outcome, learning outcome, in our program we have to set the KPI untuk CQI punya purposes lah. Okay. So that one sebenarnya kita dah habis second part. Okay, saya break sekejap. Ada apa tak yang you nak tanya ataupun saya laju ini? Any question so far? Kalau ni, ini sebab ini quite long juga dia punya slide ini kan ada banyak. Kalau untuk our lecture paper ini biasanya all this content kita ambil mungkin 1 day, 8 hours punya ni, tapi saya nak compress can in 2 hours kan, tu yang saya mungkin have ni lah. So any question so far on the industry punya ni? Saya ada apa-apa so far? Isim boleh capture ke ataupun nampak macam banyak sangat
No, because it's one of the core of the B. It's still becoming higher.
Okay, this question about the cost. You mean the cost of WBL or the cost of our program, Bachelor Technology programs? Just you have. I read one question. On the chat punya ini. So it asked me about the question of duration. 1 year or 2 is your question reflect to the courses dalam WBL ataupun courses dalam this those yang post that question. Boleh saya just clarify. Kalau menjawab untuk this Bachelor Technology program, so the duration of the program actually is 3.5 years. Okay, ini specific menjawab duration of the program lah. Program untuk Bachelor our student yang been sent to your companies, they come from the Bachelor Technology program, and the duration of the program is 3.5 years. Okay, tapi kalau especially menjawab duration of the course dalam WBL untuk program untuk our student is actually adalah 1 year punya duration. 1 year duration encompassing 2 semester. So yang tu ada yang semester 6 short sem dan juga semester 7. So which one yang you refer to? Those yang tanya tadi. Course duration reflect kepada course yang W program. Okay, WBL program in our cases because our mode. Okay, saya jawab sedikit lebih. Because of our program, our modes of program adalah mode industry. Academic program that can be offered by the IPTs, it can be in 2 modes. Just share with all of you. It can be mixed mode, it can be industrial modes. So kalau mixed mode ni is yang common practice lah, you jumpa dekat UTM, dekat USM, mixed mode. It consists of content of theories, lecture, labs work. Tapi mungkin berbeza. Contohnya kalau engineering, it could be 80% adalah theories dan 20% cover on the lab work. It could be 70%, it could be 30%. Okay, itu adalah mixed mode. Bila mixed mode juga, it could be dia boleh ada project, it can be assignment, yang mungkin dia punya assessment industri mungkin short term, itu adalah mixed mode. Tapi in our case, program our students sekarang yang dekat your company, they come from the Bachelor Technology program. Bachelor Technology program it is offered in what we call the industrial mode punya modes. Bila sebut industrial mode ni, one of the requirement by FTKEE, so student internship, student attachment to industry, minimum is 1 year. More than 1 year is acceptable, less than 1 year is it should be you have to do something. Maksudnya minimumnya ada mesti student attach untuk durasi 1 year. Okay. Tak kisahlah whether they embed this WBL ataupun mungkin just tak tahu lah, I don't know, mungkin practice 1 year tu dia nak buat 2 kali attachment, is depend. Tapi what is requirement by the MQA untuk our program, we have to include WBL dalam our modes of program. Maksudnya setahun tadi WBL, one part mesti cover one part of it, mesti cover WBL yang ada module, mesti ada subject. Dan the other part tu juga internship juga can be the component of WBL. Okay, menjawab tak my question? Itu yang tanya tu. Okay. Alright, okay. Ada additional Cik Elmi ya, okay. Cik Elmi tanya, okay. Macam ni Cik Elmi, sekarang dia orang this student ni will be at the industry 1 year. Tapi program BTech ni secara keseluruhannya adalah 3.5 years. 2.5 years dia orang berada di universiti. Only the remaining last 1 year tu yang dia berada di industri. So after this complete development, they only they are considered as complete the program. Then they are graduated lah. Once they complete dia punya internship tu, they send the final report, then they graduated lah. So dia tak ada no more 1 year lah maksudnya, dia tak ada. So 2.5 years dia dekat UTM. So the last 1 year tu yang dia berada di industri, di WL tu. Sebab our program ni durationnya adalah 3.5 tahun, 3.5 years. 2.5 years dekat universiti, 1 year di industri. Okay, hopefully clear lah macam ni . Okay, so let's kita moving on. Okay, so far hopefully you have some idea about the overview about the OBE kan. So OBE ni bila sebut OBE tu, dia sebenarnya kalau untuk orang industri senang faham, dia sebut OBE ni dia ada tiga, they have this component. Dia mesti ada PO, dia mesti ada PO, dia mesti ada CLO, dia mesti ada LO. Itu sebenarnya OBE. Cuma apa yang OO tu sebenarnya, O tu adalah outcomes tu yang kita nak measure. Tapi mungkin at different level lah. Okay. So next kita tengok pada explore so far until part 2 we have covered on the POs, long term punya outcomes, program outcomes. Okay, depending pada duration of program. Juga kita dah tengok beberapa attributes yang reflect kepada MQA punya komponen. Dia ada technical knowledge, dia ada ethics. So all these adalah attributes yang we have to consider dalam kita develop POs dan PO. How about dalam stage ataupun dalam the level of course punya outcome? So ini sebenarnya yang kita deliver pada student. Ini yang directly industrial coach, academic tutor, ini yang kita deal dengan student. Ini yang kita make sure student achieve dia punya outcomes. So let's kita have a quick punya overview about the course learning outcome. Okay. So bawah ni course, kadang-kadang dipanggil MQA, kadang digunakan terms course outcome, kadang digunakan course outcome. Ini adalah terminologi yang similar. And then dia ada lesson learning outcome. Ini adalah weekly punya planning. Then body of knowledge. Okay. Kita recap balik. Just recap tadi daripada previous punya ni. Okay. So bila sebut OBE, kan saya mention tadi, they reflect to all these 3 outcome punya component. PO adalah program learning objective. POs, program outcome adalah punya POs. CLOs adalah dia punya subject level. Okay. So the question is that kat mana sebenarnya how CQI akan berlaku, it can happen at every level. Tapi how your engagement dalam this CQI. So mungkin you as a coaches nanti you akan involve dalam CQI untuk proses yang you terlibat dalam WBL lah. Contohnya nanti feedback yang you bagi pada student bila dia complete WBL, So sebenarnya it's part of the tools yang kita akan take into account dalam kita nak buat constructive alignment of our next level ataupun next punya batch. Sebelum let's say katakan habis first batch, you come okay, you are missing this contohnya elemen IR 4.0. So mungkin in our next batch kita make sure before they go to industry, dalam university punya duration kita dah expose awal-awal kena dengan IR 4.0. So itu sebenarnya adalah okay. Okay, ada question tadi berkenaan tu, okay, tak apa hati. Question berkenaan dengan semester yang 6 bulan terakhir. Okay. Okay, so ini adalah just part 3 punya expectation saya just ni, okay. So ini sebenarnya adalah prinsipal dalam nak bangunkan learning outcome lah. Mungkin ini benda ni sangat significant to our side lah. So bila kita design the statement untuk highlight about the outcome tu, sebenarnya you have to make sure they cover all these 8 components. Statement untuk learning outcome tu you should be, pertamanya you have to reflect kepada Bloom punya taxonomy. Bloom ni those yang founder of the learning domain punya ni lah, Bloom taxonomy, okay. So dan dalam program dalam course ni outcome, it should cover all 3 domains: skill, knowledge dan attitude. Ataupun yang tadi adalah skill adalah psychomotor, knowledge adalah cognitive, dan attitude adalah affective. So dalam you punya course learning outcome mesti take into consideration all these 3 domains, okay. And then verb ataupun verb ataupun terms untuk describe learning outcome tu dia adalah mesti yang measurable lah, maksudnya dia bukan abstract. Contohnya upon the completion of the subject training, be able to, contohnya apa, list down main component in this system. Okay, maksudnya benda tu adalah clearly is measurable lah. Bila list down tu contohnya mungkin ada 5, so dia can list down 5. Okay, dan juga kalau boleh verb yang describe dia punya cause and outcome tu juga adalah dia observable. Maksudnya you boleh assess menggunakan rubric, dan you boleh specific, you boleh identify dia punya performance indicator. Kalau benda tu abstract, contohnya understand, how you can measure your understanding, kan. So understand is quite dia juga, tapi kan, so understand macam mana. Okay. So kalau boleh selection of the outcome tu adalah something yang you physically you boleh measure, you boleh observe lah. Okay. Then you punya learning outcome, course learning outcome should be more general rather than focus. It should be sebaiknya our practice adalah kita try to set your course learning outcome ni dalam our program, our course ni between 3 to 5 lah. 5 tu sebenarnya tu kuat banyak, tapi typically ni dalam course learning outcome bagi setiap subjek ni kita set minimumnya 3 lah, dan cover ketiga-tiga domain tadi, cognitive, psychomotor dan juga affective. And then in terms of usage of language, kalau boleh it should be written in the clear lah, jangan dia tergantung. So the way outcome tu juga sepatutnya set the direction how you can gunakan you punya proper tools, proper assessment punya teknik based on you punya statement. Okay, and then this outcome should be same across. Kalau course yang sama tapi semua different program, code-nya should be, kalau boleh gunakan outcome yang sama lah. Tak boleh contohnya subjek yang sama, course yang sama, different courses, tapi tiba-tiba you change dia punya outcome, which akan berlaku konflik lah situ. Dan in terms of method untuk you measure, you deliver pun akan jadi confusion dekat situ. Okay, dan a good practice sebenarnya, a good practice menggunakan, bila you design you punya course learning outcome ni, gunakan action verb. Verb yang maksudnya menunjukkan you perform, you doing. Contohnya to write, to install, to solve, to apply. Which is, kalau tengok this word clearly dia adalah you able to measure kan, to install contohnya. Okay, you able to install system according to the standard. So standard cakap macam ni, mesti untuk buat installation mesti ada color code macam ni. So clearly you state dalam you punya course menggunakan proper punya action verb. Okay, ini saya tak perlu, ini pun tak perlu banyak sangat. Ini details lah. Kalau nak cover all this about learning outcome ni, sebenarnya dia quite details. Sebab setiap domain tu dia have different level. Contohnya kalau cognitive domain, kalau yang early punya version, dia ada cover apa? Mula low levelnya student dapat knowledge. Lepas tu dia kena faham. Kan? Bila faham, they have to apply. Dan bila apply, so in some cases bila bagi task, they have to come out dengan analysis. Bila analysis, they have to come out dengan synthesis. So it's quite comprehensive, every level of domain ni. Tapi for your info lah, just tengok, itulah beberapa level yang this under apa domain, learning domain punya apa have to cover lah. So you all tak perlu tahu banyak lah. Mungkin dia ni sampai level contohnya. Even psychomotor pun it begins dengan perception. Student tak buat lagi ni. Chinese tak buat. Dia tengok contohnya technician ataupun supervisor buat that job. Dia tengok je. Then they set his mind, oh okay can. Maksudnya dia boleh repeat that kind of jobs. Okay, dia set in the mind, okay I can do the jobs. Based on apa yang dia tengok dia punya perform. Guided response. So then untuk supaya dia lebih familiar dan follow the standard, so dia akan follow guided response and so on lah. So even level of psychomotor tu is up to sampai towards you boleh come out dengan new punya apa teknik dalam you nak buat you punya jobs. So itu quite thorough lah. Tapi kita just tak akan ni lah. I tak akan go through in detail about tu. Okay, ini pun sama juga. The next tu dia explore apa the detail kan. Contohnya bawah knowledge tu kan. So semakin tinggi level, it involves sebenarnya semakin use of the higher level of thinking lah. You can buat problem solving, you can come out dengan apa analysis kan. So it's involve use of higher level punya thinking. Mungkin level awalnya low stage-nya dia setakat nak memorize, nak understand. Apply ni masih lagi adalah dalam kategori low level punya ni. So it quite ni. Kemudian the way how you write the LOs kan. Tadi kita dah tengok kan. So it should reflect juga dengan you punya POs dan PLOs. It should cover 3 domains tadi. Dan saya ni It begins dengan action verb. Dia should be cover sepatutnya dengan verb plus dengan condition, ataupun dia should cover verb dengan standard. Verb dengan standard maksudnya verb ni adalah action verb. Standard ni adalah contoh student be able to install this system according to ISO standard. So maksudnya you spell out dalam you punya course ni outcome. Condition ni pula contohnya student be able to install system with perfectly based on this. So maksudnya you highlight you nak dia perfect. Tak boleh contohnya buat sistem tu tertinggal, ada part ni tertinggal. So itu juga adalah komponen yang you kena kira dalam design you punya course ni. It should be clearer dan dia tak blur atau tak tergantung dia punya direction of that course ni outcome. So sekali lagi dekat situ tengok komponen dalam course ni outcome, verb, action verb, condition. Ini condition adalah level achievement. Standard ni adalah performance punya level. So dia can be, kalau ada tiga-tiga dalam punya course ni outcome perfect. Tapi kalau ada either two, sama ada combination of V plus dengan C ataupun V plus dengan S, sufficient lah untuk indicate you have a very good course ni outcome. Tapi kalau just ada V tapi without ni dia macam quite tergantung lah kau hang kat situ sebab dia tahu you boleh perform, tapi perform ikut apa ataupun ikut shot sendiri kan, ataupun perform contohnya, so jadikan lebih ideal perform tapi based on standard requirement. So itu ataupun perform based on specification time, so you boleh measure dia punya competence sebab you set dia punya condition, you not be able to install within 2 to 1 hour. So ada strict standard criteria yang this kind of task student have to achieve lah. Okay. So ini antara ni lah kalau tengok antara very good action verb. Ini sebenarnya banyak kalau you refer dalam ni resources banyak yang action verb yang sebenarnya yang you boleh identify untuk help you to develop the course ni outcome. Okay, tapi just saya remark dekat situ merah ni, avoid to use verb yang maksudnya dia dia blur lah, you tak boleh nak measure, understand macam boleh ke you measure understand kan, so macam something yang you tak boleh. Okay, action verb. Okay, ini ada saya tak tahu. So action verb adalah verb yang describe apa task, what kind the activities yang learners have to need. Condition describe the context ataupun condition level of achievement yang job to achieve. Standard ataupun criteria adalah ini indicators lah punya level of achievement towards job ataupun task yang student ni ataupun trainee achieve. Okay, so ini dia punya ni macam ni, dia tak semestinya all, dia quite important remark dekat sini adalah it's not compulsory for every CRO to have all 3 domains. Maksudnya satu learning outcome, let's say katakan you decide, okay, my program contohnya subjek ni, contohnya subjek maintenance management system, okay, saya set 3 course learning outcome. Dia tak semestinya setiap course learning outcome mesti ada 3 domain. What we recommend adalah setiap course learning outcome tu, setiap satu course learning outcome represent satu learning domain. Mungkin course learning outcome adalah upon the completion of these courses, student be able to list down all the components under electromagnetic system, for example. So dia list down everything, kan? So apa yang dalam tu, so you just cover on the cognitive punya level. Okay, mungkin second part, can you be able to perform the installation of electromagnetic system based on ISO punya DIN sekian standard. Okay, so it cover bila perform installation, it reflect kepada psychomotor. And the third one adalah student be able to present the project outcome ataupun the outcome of the project effectively in the individual contohnya. So dia indicates present effectively, itu jatuh bawah effective domain. So maksudnya we recommend every CLO tu have single punya domain, tapi itu it's not a mandatory lah. Tapi it's really helpful, useful bila contohnya you nak design dia punya delivery method, you nak identify the assessment method. Lebih senang kalau you assign every single course dengan satu domain. Okay, yang ni ini course learning outcome. Okay, itu subject punya level. Ini lesson learning outcome. Ini adalah ini weekly punya ni lah, weekly punya planning. So ini pun juga sebenarnya baiknya kalau you boleh you have the overall course learning outcome, you map kan, contohnya saya katakan tadi daripada maintenance tadi you nak cover this week, you nak cover berkenaan dengan introduction tu ni. So you map kan you punya content wise lesson learning outcome dengan overall course 3 course learning outcome tadi. So ini lebih ni lah, lebih structured lah. Okay. Then okay, ini mapping ni saya rasa pun you orang tak perlu tahu, tapi on our side we have to measure overall punya PLO achievement. So we have to provide all this lah, mapping between overall subject course and outcome dengan kita punya overall program outcomes. So ini our side lah. Sebenarnya ini reasonnya adalah we have to keep track the attainment of every PLOs supaya mungkin once we conduct contohnya halfway, suddenly we notify we missing on the program outcome number 4. Contoh cover about the contohnya pasal teamwork. So we have to do something. So throughout our punya implementation tu, sebelum student go to an internship, so we can still fine tune ataupun buat alignment so that program outcome should be covered on any parts dalam our remaining punya courses. So that's why significantnya kenapa on our side we have to prepare all these course siap loan dan juga pihak loan mapping. So for purpose untuk kita buat CQI dan juga buat course constructive alignment. Okay, have a quick view on the in terms of assessment. Assessment. So it can untuk you, it's up to the lecturers dan juga coach, national coach untuk identify what will be the proper assessment tools. Mungkin dalam our case kita tak ada finance. Mungkin contohnya dalam case kita punya courses you buat case study. It's depend, tapi whatever you punya selection ni, satu you have to reflect you punya course punya outcome, and then it has to reflect you punya delivery of the content. Tak boleh you buat case study tapi you tak, contohnya tak ada give some guidance ataupun you tak share the prior knowledge dengan you punya trainees. So make sure you guide them to help them this kind of method assessment tools yang you gunakan untuk assess your course and your outcome. So ini juga sebenarnya adalah melibatkan constructive alignment. Dan in terms of assessment ni sebenarnya kalau in detail you belajar, dia ada beberapa kriteria under this assessment. Tapi yang for sure-nya adalah your assessment must be direct dan explicit. Maksudnya directly reflect kepada your course outcome. Tak boleh dalam course outcome contohnya macam saya bercerita, for example you identify number system yang ni kan, tapi suddenly benda tu sistem tu you tak content wise tu you tak share dengan student dan you tanya, so tak ada fairness tu tidak berlaku. So it should be direct dan explicit, maksudnya it should cover around the course punya outcome punya duration dan juga dalam syllabus yang you cover. So itu direct lah, maksudnya it cannot be beyond the scope lah. So alright, so juga dalam konteks level ni kan, so banyak method yang you boleh gunakan, contohnya macam final project kita ada report kan, ada project presentation kan. So all this kind of assessment punya tools is can be used to facilitate to achieve your course outcome. Tapi it should be reflect dengan ni lah, dengan punya that course punya outcome punya direction lah. Okay, so habis berkenaan dengan course outcome, saya prompt sekejap. Ada apa-apa nak tanya tak? So sebenarnya on your part, on the course outcome ni yang sebenarnya akan banyak yang perlu tahu, coaches dengan juga ni ya. Yang PLO so itu adalah on our level lah sebenarnya, our university punya level. Itu untuk program punya development ya. Tapi untuk program implementation, course implementation, sebenarnya kita banyak deal dengan CLO dan juga ni lah LLO, lesson learning outcome. So saya prompt sekejap di sini. Any question, tak kira chatting ke atau apa, those yang nak bertanya so far at the course learning outcome punya level. Okay, just kalau nak reflect kepada yang kita punya pagi tadi, yang sesi first session tadi about the courses under WBL, kan? So sebenarnya dalam tu memang they have clear should be sepatutnya kan dalam kalau tadi saya bring you a sample of the satu subjek tu kan. So kan perasan tak dekat situ dia di highlight dia punya course ni outcome. So at that level lah sepatutnya you have to alert lah. You have to alert the course ni outcome. Okay, saya prompt saja a few minutes sebelum kita tengok yang the next punya body on knowledge. Ada any question daripada industri, daripada coaches, daripada ni? Okay, so kalau saya rasa tak ada question. Saya just move on kepada ni lah. Okay, sedikit lagi. Okay, kita dah cover first under this session daripada session 1 sampai session 3 kita dah cover quite ni kita dah tengok overview about the OBE daripada level POs, PLO, CLO dan juga LLO. So ini sebenarnya ini yang memang typical punya outcome yang you akan jumpa dalam program punya measurement. Okay, so kalau tak ada question saya kita move on to the final punya parts about the course delivery assessment and teaching plan. So ini adalah ini adalah lebih detail berkenaan dengan you nak conduct subject, so apa preparation yang you have to do. Okay, just have a quick recap. How we can identify whether the CLO is poor atau better CLO. Okay. Ada tak? Kalau tengok tu, mana yang better, yang box yang on your left atau on the right side? Mana yang poor CLOs, mana yang ni? Just kalau tak jawab pun just jangan check lah. Okay, kalau yang sebelah kiri, student will understand how to use technology effectively. Student will be able to know the 7 steps of the research process. Student will be able to understand the American criminal justice system. Okay, itu first part. Right? Second part, second box adalah student will summarize in writing their feeling about culture, diversity, workplace. Student will be able to analyze. Student will be able to service. So between those CLOs, mana yang good, mana yang better? Mungkin ada boleh bagi feedback sikit kot kan? Ada tak mana-mana pada industri ataupun okay, kalau tengok daripada yang sebelah kiri punya tu kan, student will understand. So will understand tu sini dah semacam it's not, tak boleh nak measure kan, it's not measurable kan. So itu pun sebenarnya quite blur lah. Student will be able to know. Macam mana you nak measure know kan? Student will be to understand. So itu pun dah nampak dia punya tak jelas, it's not clear. Okay. Student will summarize in writing their feeling about ni. Okay, so dia kat itu will summarize, tapi macam mana to summarize? In writing. Kena cut dia macam itu. Okay. Student will be able to analyze the impact on business. So dia punya itu adalah dia analyze impact economic environment business kan. So yang kemudian student will be able to service hydraulic brake system. So clear lah dia able to service dia punya action work. Apa yang dia boleh service adalah hydraulic brake system. So yang sebelah kanan tu is a good lah example of better CLO compare on your side. Okay. So on this part, part ni sebenarnya lebih kepada kind of what will be the assessment yang you boleh buat untuk you make the outcomes of your course ni outcome. Okay. Kalau notify dekat sini, dekat slide kan. Okay. Your part of you punya course delivery apa semua kita dah tengok you boleh reflect dalam you design course yang outcome you menggunakan prinsip pada belum taxonomy dan untuk you achieve you punya program yang outcomes you have to align dengan teaching and yang available Kemudian juga bila you plan your teaching strategies, you have to cater, you have to plan with the proper assessment strategies. Okay, that clear cut untuk you measure your program learning outcomes dan juga untuk you design you punya course learning outcome punya you punya direction. Okay, so on one step lower, dalam you have the course learning outcome, you based on Bloom taxonomy untuk you design. Kemudian dalam you nak design you punya type of assessment ni, basically ada two type of assessment yang you boleh pakai. So kind of assessment yang let's say kata assessment tu you nak buat towards the end. Mungkin you punya kelas, you deliver bagi lecture tu sampai contohnya few weeks, habis semester 5 baru you buat assessment. In terms of mungkin writing assessment, you ada test kan. So itu we can identify this sebagai summative assessment. Maksudnya let the process learning process tu berlaku to meet you punya course learning outcome, tapi you akan assess toward the ends of your program duration. So that will be summative assessment. Dan typicalnya adalah biasanya summative assessment ni adalah it could be on exam lah, written exam lah. Okay. Tapi sebenarnya kan you have the other types of assessment whereby you can assess your trainees, your student continuously. So ini kita panggil continuous assessment. Continuous assessment, dan this corner you can plan, you can carry out this assessment either towards the end, habis contoh let's say habis this week you punya lecture, towards the end lecture dah you bagi quiz ataupun you bagi case study after you share the information. So it can be on the right after you complete the lecture, ataupun it could be contohnya you bagi case study, then you allow untuk student complete in a week times. So tapi it happen di kondisi ni biasanya you akan assess based on topic punya requirement. Ada topik atau certain complete course outcome punya ni, you boleh terus bagi assessment. Dan tak kira either you carry out the continuous assessment or something assessment, towards the end you have to give mark atau you can bagi grades. So praktisnya di academic punya landscape kita gunakan grades lah, PNGK kan. Tapi grades pun have to align dengan mark yang reflect kepada certain grade punya achievement. Okay, so itu secara umumnya. Secara umumnya you assess atau you measure you punya course of achievement, you can perform the assessment. The assessment can be summative or can be continuous. Okay. So the reason saya tak ni lah kenapa reason you buat assessment adalah satu untuk you track the progress. Satu untuk next adalah untuk you track ataupun monitor the next step apa student perlu belajar ataupun dalam you punya proses of learning experience tu, the next step apa they have to learn. So itu juga sebenarnya assessment you boleh observe. Dan juga sebenarnya assessment juga adalah di opportunities untuk you observe the overall progress, dan juga you boleh buat further improvement in terms of content wise. So inilah yang sebenarnya reflect kepada constructive alignment of assessment. So ini kita panggil formative assessment. Sebab formative assessment sebenarnya dia melihat progress toward the ends of your punya ni. Okay. Manakala summative formative assessment adalah you boleh track berdasarkan you punya progress of topics, topik lesson learning outcome tadi. Tapi untuk summative yang you gunakan towards the end, and biasanya yang student really afraid dekat sini lah, dekat summative assessment ni. Sama je kalau dekat university side pun bila final examnya ini contribute quite besar dia punya weightage. 60% continuous assessment, 40% adalah summative assessment. So ini sebenarnya yang quite ni lah troublesome lah pada student kadang-kadang. Okay, assessment juga sebenarnya is part of the learning process sebenarnya. Di samping assessment untuk measure performance, sebenarnya assessment ni juga adalah sebenarnya part of student, dia boleh engage themselves sebagai sebagai role model. Maksudnya bila kita buat assessment, dan dalam assessment tu we gunakan peer to peer punya assessment. Present dalam group punya project, so every student have been delegate the task kan. So every student have to evaluate each other. So they juga become part of the learning sebenarnya. Bila student share dia punya opinion kan among the team members, so dia juga jadi cycle untuk they learn to improve dia punya progressing dalam learning experience. So assessment juga is part of the learning, bukan setakat untuk just identify the outcomes, tapi juga untuk membantu untuk student boleh buat self evaluation. Lebih sebenarnya ni adalah untuk student buat self evaluation, nak melihat dia punya performance. Okay, so ini adalah contohnya kan. Quality assessment ni adalah during program instruction. Okay, ini throughout the progressing of every weekly ataupun every semester punya ni, you boleh buat quality assessment. Quality assessment it take place during the course, dan biasanya ini akan ni lah. Quality assessment ni just to conclude you punya overall topik yang you dah belajar. So dan kita concludekan dalam kita punya assessment sheet tu overall punya achievement. Okay, so ini pun saya just ni example of punya assessment sensitif formatif. Okay, kalau formatif ni mostly dia punya fokus aimnya pada student kan. So memang kita target student lah, kita expect apa outcome yang dia dah achieve via this formatif ni. Okay, so just so in terms of cycle of the curriculum design kan, saya cakap sebenarnya the assessment can happen at the stage of course level, program itu pada level course assessment adalah to make sure methods dan juga assessment tools yang digunakan adalah cater ataupun reflect kepada ibunya every single course dari company unit. Okay, assessment process, how do we libatkan, kalau ini sebenarnya proses dan soalan yang diistikan pada exam, so it takes a few cycles, a few stages sebenarnya. Start daripada lecture prepare soalan kan, then validate, validate, internal validate kan, melihat kepada coverage, taxonomies, the weightage, so all that kind. So validate akan hantar kepada examiner. So all this sort of assessment process to make sure that quality of the assessment preparation tu adalah comply kepada requirement, kepada standard of assessment punya requirement. Okay, okay, ini juga sebenarnya every courses tu we have to map dengan ni kan. So tadi kita have to map dengan program outcomes. Cuma dekat sini kalau you notify, kat bawah ni adalah dia punya KPI ni. So maksudnya for this particular subject kita mapkan dengan 3 program outcomes dan untuk delivery the assessment, bila kita assess performance, kita make sure yang programs learning outcome satu dia reflect kepada program outcome punya punya attributes, dan it has to achieve 65% daripada overall punya indicator ataupun subject punya attainment for that particular process. So ini yang signifikannya. Dan kalau saya katakan you set PO1 65%, suddenly bila you conduct the assessment below 65%, itu yang you have to do something, you kena buat balik you punya constructive alignment. You kena align balik supaya method of delivery, content, you punya method of assessment tu have to align balik dengan you punya cost dan outcome. So it's reasonnya kenapa kita set KPI untuk we have to track down the cost learning outcome against problem outcome punya achievement. Okay, so ini adalah kriteria. Okay, so in terms of assessment punya policies dia punya guideline to provide untuk prepare assessment course ni. So dia ada 4 attributes yang dia ni, validity, reliability, practicality. So all these criteria perlu diambil kira dalam you develop your assessment punya tools. So make sure soalan tu ada relevancy, maksudnya for example you buat soalan, make sure kalau you assess student reflect kepada that particular punya machine. So you tak boleh tanya beyond the machine kan, so it has to be cover that kind of the scope rather than unit. So it's reflect to validity, reliability juga. Soalannya contohnya mungkin soalan yang bersangkutan dengan contohnya tadi pasal machine operation. So tak bolehlah untuk the next situation ataupun the next batch soalannya berubah, tapi sistemnya yang sama kan, mungkin ubah. So in terms of consistency tu is not properly comply lah. Okay, practicality, soalan should be practicality lah. Tak boleh soalan yang contohnya yang tak relate lah, tak relate dengan counselling outcome punya direction. So ini adalah example-nya. Ini on our side lah. Kalau tengok some courses kita set untuk cover 100% tu, you can consider assignment, test kan, presentation. Tapi towards the end yang summative tu yang besar tu, final exam tu 60%. So ini yang reflect kepada you punya ni lah, punya courses punya achievement. So tu kan some gut feeling kan, maksudnya ialah final exam 60% ni reflect student jadi phobia lah bila tengok course persen ni kan. Kalau subjek yang fundamental base, so dia punya course atau dia punya percentage pada cognitive tu quite higher compare pada domain psychomotor and affective lah. Okay, so ini adalah sedikit ini saya rasa ini beyond minta ni pun just sampai share, ini pun saya have a quick punya go through sebab ini adalah part untuk prepare lesson plan. Ini adalah berdasarkan COPA ni adalah Code of Practice Program Application di bawah MQA punya standard kan. So dia ada standard table yang dia generate untuk bantu lecturers dan juga coaches untuk ni lah kan. Tapi saya rasa on your part yang tak perlu prepare. So ini biasanya on academic punya lah side yang akan prepare. Ada beberapa content lah, contoh dalam tu dalam kalau tengok dekat lesson plan ni, so dalam that table you should indicate dia punya week, every particular week yang you akan run, course and outcome, you ada context, maksudnya the way how you nak you punya content wise tu being delivered, right? So mungkin you ada storyline, gunakan chart, tunjukkan flow chart kan. Okay, so then you have to include delivery method. Contohnya mungkin you nak pergi aktiviti itu adalah group discussion. You bagi topik, you minta student brainstorm dan share aktiviti group punya activities. Or it could be bagi lectures. So you have to indicate your delivery methods. Then you have to indicate juga your instruction activities. Instruction activities ni adalah contohnya you have to prepare step by step punya instruction to the learners, trainees, untuk dia follow, untuk dia run, untuk dia experience this learning punya proses. Contoh nak belajar pasal synchronous and synchronous mode, so okay, so apa contohnya? Start begin dengan dia create satu storyline, then kemudian dia pegang chart. So that it should be clearer punya step by step untuk you punya learners follow. Then finally dalam you punya lesson plan ni, it should include assessment lah. So the whole elements dalam ni sebenarnya sebagai clear indication pada student, dia tahu okay, for this kind of subject, this topic for this week, dia akan experience this learning punya process. So it quite good ni lah, proper punya tu, clear punya picture how this learning experience being they will experience. So ini example yang design punya constructive alignment yang you boleh buat. So untuk support you punya ni. So sama juga ini kan, you boleh gunakan this kind of tables untuk demonstrate all you punya lesson plan dalam catchy punya atau dalam ni lah, attractive punya presentation. Okay. So ini pun sama juga, ini detail, you spell out in detail kan. Tengok. So daripada course and outcome, so you structurekan dia dalam detail dalam unit punya outcomes. Then what kind of assessment yang you buat, what kind of the yang you provide untuk student kan, untuk learners. Then they have to perform contohnya assessment, your presentation. So how they can use this reference, so on. So it quite dalam you punya lesson plan ni, it could be detailed. Ini yang sebenarnya something help student untuk plan dia punya ni learning punya pathway. So it helps for you as the coach lah, untuk you varietykan your approach, your method to meet you punya course punya outcome. Okay, so ini another example lah, ini quite detail lah. So example ni. Okay. So okay, the next few slide ini adalah some reference lah kalau you orang berminat untuk explore further detail how you can design systematic punya instruction ataupun step by step untuk buat learning material untuk your students. So mungkin ini bukan ni punya ni lah. Tapi ini some few useful punya notes, reference yang helpful untuk ni lah, untuk you explore. Okay, so I guess with all this tadi, this last part, so I believe we have covered the whole basic exposure berkenaan dengan OBE. Mungkin saya juga have quick explanation juga sebab we have to cover the whole parts dalam OBE ni, start daripada delivery, daripada program development sampailah kepada delivery, assessment dan juga planning, everything. So hopefully you have the at least you have some pictures lah, picture how the program academic, our program being developed, then how being conducted, how being accessed, and finally how we carry out the continuous assessment, so that our program not only provide the worth punya benefit punya outcomes to the student, but at the same time it reflect kepada industri punya demand. That's why we need the feedback from the industry, so that make sure our content wise, our technology wise ni adalah aligned dengan what industry have, rather than we on academic side just plan on our own direction. So I think all that sharing punya information, we have covered all the content. So open for the overall punya question and answer, if any. So I'll pass to Dr. Sani for this Q&A punya overall Q&A punya session. Okay, pass over to you back. Pass over.
Okay, thank you. very much, Dr. Zubir, for the most comprehensive details on OBEs and also on the teaching and learning assessment together for the work-based learning WBL. So last call for the question and answers for the participants. I do believe that if you have a further question after this, we can refer directly to Dr. Zubir, directly either through emails or by phone numbers, if you may.
Okay. See,
Yeah. Okay.
berkenaan dengan apa? Lain tadi berkenaan dengan insurance coverage dan juga CIDP, right? Okay. Yes, kita tahu in some industry untuk student masuk site semua they need to have the CIDP kan, dan for sure they have to be covered by insurance lah kan. Insurance I believe at the university level kita memang once student enroll to the internship ni dia been cover. In fact from the beginning bila student register at UTM pun dia dah cover by insurance, tapi dalam ni lah dalam kelompok punya insurance kan. Tapi yang CIDP itu so far untuk yang ni kita mungkin kita tak take into consideration, tapi we have the feedback from the industry dan make sure lepas ni student yang requirementnya they have to go to site kan, so we have to conduct the CIDP punya courses prior to send them for the training lah. Right? Okay, so yeah, the first batch ni mungkin kita we do not anticipate kan mislook ni, tapi kita akan make sure the next cohort ni dan kita akan okay, menjawab Cik Helmi
Okay. Right.
So anything else?
Okay. Kalau tak ada apa-apa, we can close the course right now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much again, Dr. Zubir. Our highest gratitude for the talk, and also to Technologies Mausul Family Abdul Razak, who helped out a bit during at the chat box to answer some of the questions. All right. So before we adjourn, I would like to for all the participants to open up their videos, start their videos for us to take on the pictures, overall pictures for every one of you. Bila tengah-tengah hari ni kan. Alright, so everybody can open up their videos and we can do a screenshots just for the proof of your attendance.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you everybody. As I mentioned in the early part of the course, all the attendants will be given a certificate of attendance, or the participant will be given a certificate of attendance. The attendance will be recorded through the WebEx log file. So we will contact you'll be the attendance, the certificate will be sent to you through e-certificate through emails. All right. Okay. Thank you thank you very much everybody for participating, and I hope we can meet again sometime here in UTM or elsewhere inside Malaysia. Okay. Thank you very much everybody. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you.